But it's a wash. It's worst.
Cheers.
A worst. A
very
worst. Looks for fine worst. I just didn't have it in me to put effort in my appearance today.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, City sports fans of all ages, Town Square Media.
I disinfected all the microphones.
Thank you.
The best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world.
You look good today, Jerry.
That's what I said.
Runs the place to
Sure.
The OG
Put some effort into it, Bomber.
What?
Let me look at how good he looks.
With the stats,
I mean, what do you come in with the Golden Girls?
That's all look good. It's great.
It's
Good day to be live.
Have you been drinking this morning?
Fireball, you just handed me.
That's it.
Have I been drinking?
Welcome to the conversation.
Yes!
Yes!
First, the Dom.
You smell like booze. Stop been drinking. Oh, it's a wonderful Monday here in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish, and this is Don't Hassle So Local on AM 1170.
It's Monday. Monday, April 27th.
Huh. Someone's having a case of the Monday.
Man.
The whole, everybody in the nation is having a case of the Mondays.
It's
Monday
serious,
through
though. I
Friday.
mean, I know we were joking about it here like a week ago or so, but it's literally almost hard to figure out what day of the week it is.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I make that joke every day.
Yeah.
Like this morning when I kind of woke up and I wasn't awake, I'm like, is it Sunday?
Does anybody really know? I have to look up at my
Yeah,
phone.
great day for another Sunday, I felt my hangover was saying to me.
It would have been, yeah, I'm not going to lie, I did wake up and I was like, oh, it's Monday. And I did wake up better yesterday than I did today. Maybe it's because I just, it's Monday. Not that I don't look forward to coming in and doing this with you guys.
Well, no, nothing to do with that.
I think it's more you.
I do. You guys are the highlights of my week.
I just think it's,
You
oh.
are.
Jay yells at you.
Love you so much. Lyric has got some beef. She's like, I'm going on the show, and I'm going to put him in his place.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always out of control.
They're going to
I
fight
got it.
my 9-year-old.
Sometimes I guess, lately I've been getting in trouble making comments that maybe I'm
Well, at
just
least we had like excitement this week.
Did you say maybe I'm just lonely?
Yeah, I never usually make comments on Facebook, and then I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, why did I even say anything? Not that in a bad way, but I'm like, no way, Bomber, she didn't say that, blah, blah, blah. But it got me in a little
So
bit
then I
of
took a video of her
Yeah.
admitting that she did say it, and she's like, I'm going on that show. I'm going to get Jay.
got me in a little hot water last week. I didn't understand Bobby Mac's tattoo. Like,
That was the Giving Tree. The book.
I know.
How'd you miss that one?
Because it looked like the Lorax when it says on the left.
less, but and I forgot that's a bunch of
I knew it
rocks,
right away.
Not the tree. He's not. All right, the Lorax talks on the stump.
Yes.
He comes from a tree stump.
Yes.
After he cuts down a truffula tree.
Mm-hmm.
But the unless is actually rocks around there where a truffula tree used to be. So that's where I was like, isn't
okay.
unless? And
I
then he's
see
like,
the
no.
confusion there.
And he's like, no, it's not. I'm like, why did I even make a comment?
I see it.
But
Too far off.
37 years ago today, Astros pitcher Nolan Ryan notched his 3,509th career strikeout, passing Hall of Famer Walter Johnson to become baseball's new strikeout king. Though 7 other people have since passed Johnson's mark of 3,508 strikeouts, no one has passed Ryan's 5,714. And it's pretty sure no one ever will. Because he had a 27-year career matched only by Cubs first baseman Cap Anson, whose last season came in 1897. His 5,714 career strikeouts are 839 more than second-place Randy Johnson, and his 2,795 walks also place him first all-time by a staggering 962. 35 pitchers have thrown multiple no-hitters, with Sandy Koufax alone in second place with 4. Nolan Ryan threw 7. The most ridiculous part of all this, he has 0 Cy Youngs to his resume. Nolan Ryan. Those are types of stats like their, your career like that. Again, thanks to ESPN and The Last Dance for giving us content for today. Thanks for the draft. All kind of things. Episode 3 and 4 did not miss the mark at all.
Well, exciting. Listen, the draft was, like you said, they had that first day 16 million viewers.
It had to be over that. I think I said 16, but total 3 days, 55 million.
Okay, and what is it normally?
You know what? I just had the article up. It just destroyed it though.
So if you just divide that by 3, you're
let's not talk about long division again here.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you can do it though. Yeah,
Shout out.
it's 18 million a day, right?
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. What?
Ooh.
It's like 17.
No, let it go. I love that
Want to
sound.
be
It's like
a player.
17 point
Player,
meow
no,
meow
no.
because I think 18.
Not a player. I just crush a lot.
Yeah, 18's 54.
Oh, it's
yeah.
Last Dance. It's because I had
Yeah,
the
it's
last
18
Dance.
point something million. You're right.
Okay, so
Yeah, long
it just
division.
demolished.
So you were doing something kind of why the Last Dance was on last night, T-Roy. But did you catch any more of the music while it was in the background?
Oh yeah.
God, that soundtrack is going to be something else. It's fantastic. Well, I'm watching right now a little bit of episode 4. We're watching Rodman. Rodman at the club at Vegas. So where do you want to go with this? That started whatever.
All right, where I want to go is Carmen Electra is still
Banging?
bangable
Whoa,
and
whoa.
bonable.
Banging. She's banging.
Yeah, she is. What?
She's banging.
No, I mean that is impressive. This is 20 years ago. Look at the way she looks.
She's banging.
This is insane.
Look at J-Lo. J-Lo's got 20 years on this
There's
girl.
so many things that I want to take away from this.
Money can buy you everything.
Carmen Electra though.
And she dated that turd.
And I
What?
love that
Kamikaze time.
Rodman likes kamikazes.
Yeah. It's kamikaze time. It's time to blow your mind. It's kamikaze time.
I just
Drink
love.
up, MFers.
Did you guys hear how Prince picked her up? Prince
Carmen
and
Electra?
Carmen Electra dated. Do you know how he got her?
Same way he got
said hi,
Apollonia.
Prince.
He was,
Yeah,
and I
the
don't know why,
step
because
stool.
he's got the most feminine energy I've ever seen in my life. And now Prince is a god. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
but
yeah.
there is no way in AG doubles that he'd walk in and I'd be like, "You're like my sister." But so he walked into this party and Carmen Electra's there with another dude, and he walked up to her, grabbed her hand, and took her out of the house and left.
He's a pimp, dude.
Yeah.
You just don't say no to Prince.
No,
No.
Prince is a
Don't.
pimp.
Oh wait, that's Michael Jackson.
There are so many things from
he
episode
got
3
her.
and 4 that I just
It's
again.
funny. Michael did the same thing with a teenager.
If we did this last week where we talked about
grabbed that
1
little
and
hand
2,
and walked him right out the
Yeah.
door.
and we talked about mini
The wine in his
documentaries
pop can.
of 1 and 2. I told you I wanted to be in that hotel room in 1984. That's from episode 1. There's little documentaries that I want. I want that 55 hours that Rodman is in Vegas documentary.
Okay.
First things first, you can hear it when Jordan tells the story that Phil brings him into the office and says, Dennis wants to tell you something. And he says, I already know Dennis is going to tell me something I don't want to effing hear. And he says he needs a vacation. And then Michael goes, if anyone needs a vacation. And this is where Jordan goes. That's it, T-Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where he's drinking. Like,
He's drinking liquor in the workout room?
yeah, in a Gatorade cup. And he looks at the camera and
Soulmate.
goes, kamikaze. That's the beginning
Listen,
of episode 4. That's 3 minutes into episode 4.
The candidness of Jordan and everything, I just makes me love Michael more. But it just gets you like he's just letting it all hang out too. He's like, no. He's not holding back.
Again, the thing about this is how it went from like episode 1 and 2, a few F-bombs, to Jordan just unleashing like 27 of them in a 2.5-minute span is awesome. And I do, again, I'm going to, once I said I got to not post comments or anything. There are people out there that say, no FCC rules, looks like Jordan can do whatever.
I saw that.
It's clearly written at the beginning,
Yep.
the mature audience.
But
It's
then
clearly,
they followed your comment up with,
Yeah.
we're just excited to hear that. I think it's cool.
ESPN 2 has
But
a
Jay,
censored version.
think about this. Jordan was in Serge, you remember this. Jordan was the king of whenever they interviewed him, the professional answer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like or even if he
Oh,
didn't
Mike's
want it,
very
and
well
even if he didn't want to answer
Almost
the
cookie
question,
cutter, though.
he didn't get mad. Like a lot of the guys nowadays get mad.
Yeah, you think you
any
can shake
sport.
Jordan in an interview?
Yeah, they're like, and they get mad. Jordan is like, all right, guys, I'm not going to answer that. Let's move on to the next. Like he could manipulate around the tough
Right.
question. Be like, come on, man.
Papa Serge had a
Go
hot
on to
take on
something.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, Dad's been watching it. I just asked him how it was so far. He said, "This is pretty emotional, so just bear with me.
Okay.
It is pretty good. Didn't remember that Pippen was unhappy for a period. They thought about trading him. Didn't give him a big contract right away. All the highlights. Your boy Rodman coming in. Good stuff.
that's insight right there. Incredible. He could write for the Dispatch Argus.
I love it.
It's to the point.
It was exactly.
like it.
It is to the point. It's direct.
Good for you.
I remember
covered
that.
everything.
I never knew. I didn't know much about the contract. I did know about him, the trade, and him demanding one.
I do remember that.
There's just okay.
Pippen
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I remember.
he was done, and but
He was done with Jerry. He wasn't done with the team. The problem is, and if you, the more and more I think about it, like here's me thinking about it because I'm watching it through Amy's eyes right now. Mm-hmm. not big into sports. At the time, she was closing in on her senior year of high school during this final run, this last run. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I remember all that." She goes, "Why wouldn't they bring them all back? Don't you let them lose? Don't you bring them all back until they lose?" And I go, "Yeah, you kind of don't just throw the best player in the world away.
You fight for him.
Arguably the second best at the time.
I don't care if
Top
you go
5 at the time. I don't care.
I don't care if you go
The best
82
coach.
and F and O. We're not bringing you back, Phil.
How do you,
But wouldn't Pippen? Would he have been as good without Jordan? Weren't they? They were good
Pippen
together.
was still very, very good without Jordan.
But don't you think Jordan brought out the best in him?
He's
Though?
still a top 50. Pippen is.
Okay.
Pippen led a bunch of
But
teams
Vice,
to
your
playoff
point's
runs
right.
after he left the Bulls. I mean, Pippen was a good player.
Pippen wouldn't be where he's at without the triangle offense, and they cover
Right.
that. And
Yeah,
Jordan
but
realized that too.
Jordan wouldn't be where he was at without Pippen. Jordan even says it. He goes, "If you say my name, you need to have Scotty's Pippen."
I want to.
Listen, Jordan. All right, I don't think Jordan wins the championships without Scotty. I'm sorry.
Right.
No, you're right.
But he says Rodman's the smartest teammate he ever had.
Absolutely.
And by the way, that montage of him talking about rebounding and the players is incredible.
Yeah.
By
Well,
the
and the other
producer. It
thing
wasn't
too,
the director
when
that
he
did
was
that, by
talking
the
about,
producer.
he was like, when he was on the bench, that when they showed that clip, he's on the bench and he's on Dennis. Hey, when they do this, why did you do that? And he's like, well, and he goes, no, wait and do this, and then we'll do that. You get it in, and they're both like, yeah. And to me, they're talking another language.
Right.
I know
they're dissecting
I know
everything.
basketball lingo, and I couldn't figure out what they were talking about.
I knew what was
Right.
going on. That's the way we run at the Fit.
Yeah.
I knew right then. I was like, man, that takes me back. I wish they'd open the gym up. I want to go run right now, 5s.
Oh man, they
Jay Foster and
that,
Ian
that had
Malloy
to,
versus
that had
me
to been
and Peter.
triangle.
By the
lingo.
way, let me
By the
tell
way,
you
'cause I don't know the
this.
triangle offense like
If
that.
there's
but-
anybody out there that was at a small gathering with my kids were at yesterday
Yeah.
and saw me play knockout, knows that I only won 1 out of 22 games of knockout.
What's
against,
knockout?
Knockout's awesome.
Against everybody that participated was 10 or younger. I won 1 out of about 22 games.
Was
What
that
is
like-
knockout?
So
It's a
you-
basketball game.
So
You
basically,
never played
like
it?
you're
Yeah.
standing at,
No,
standing
never
at the
played
free throw line, at the top of the key, the 3-point, either one, and there's the person that's up has the ball, single file line right behind him. So Jay's up at the free throw line, I'm behind him. As soon as Jay shoots, I can shoot. So Jay misses his shot from the free throw line, I shoot mine. I make mine
Before I make
before
mine. Yeah.
he has to rebound his own ball and put it back. He can do layups or whatever he wants to after this. Shoot from anywhere.
Sounds exhausting.
It was
It
a lot
is.
of workout,
It
and I
is.
lost.
It's a great
lot.
workout.
Yeah, it
So
was a lot of fun.
if I make my free throw or I rebound my own shot and get it put in the bucket before Jay does, then he's out. So it's the person behind you that you're worried about.
Let me ask you a
It
question.
usually is.
It's awesome.
So as soon as the ball leaves his hand, you can
It's
shoot.
got. I think it's.
yeah,
Yeah,
you can
either
say
the
touch,
rim,
you can say
but
touch the rim, but what if you
I might
airball?
shoot an
So-
airball. I don't know.
Yeah, normally it's as soon
Usually
as he
freeze your
shoots,
hand.
you can go.
If you want to be a jerk, you shoot it right when they shoot it.
Oh yeah,
It's-
it's called the back door.
Yeah.
So that's
It's,
what you
it's
would
like
do all the
T-Red. It's
time.
like in bags. If it's me versus you on this side, and it's when you backdoor somebody, as soon as you throw, I just let mine fly.
when you do
Like
what?
a cocky move. When you're playing bags against somebody,
Yeah, I like to do that.
There's a backdoor move.
yeah, it's called the back door.
Is that illegal?
Let's
No.
let's
It's
go.
not. In certain
street
states, it
legal.
is.
But then, here's where you can geek them out though. You can do the pump fake, and then they go. I used to do that to Chip all the time.
Oh my Lord, have
Don't
mercy!
get Chip excited.
I just want to figure out what this backdoor move is,
I'm sure you
so
do.
I can,
One-
so
one
I
day,
can
Bomber,
execute
one
it.
day.
All right, thank you.
If anyone who's familiar with the 30 for 30s, you know that they've done one for Dennis Rodman. It's a pretty good story. He's a very much a goofy introvert. Things like the tattoos and piercings, that's more like his cover. He never had a father figure. Chuck Daly was his father figure. I would say also Phil was, but more of a confidant. And they kind of go into that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. Dennis Rodman finally met his father in 2012
I remember that.
in the Philippines. His father lives there. He runs a restaurant. Or he did in 2012. His father's name is Phil Ander. His father has 27 kids with 16 different women.
Holy
Isn't Dennis the oldest?
mama!
I don't know.
I think Dennis is the oldest.
And
You
he's
know,
the
it's-
most
it's-
successful.
It's rumored to be more than that too.
His Phil Ander is his name.
Phil Ander?
Phil Ander, all one word. Phil Ander, all one word. Philandering, you know what that is?
He
the
was
verb, right?
destined. He was destined to
That's
be.
like. That's
like naming your
that
daughter
is the
stripper.
Crazy, that's the craziest thing.
So
when
his
someone
name's
goes,
Philander Rodman?
yep. And when someone sits there and says like, "Oh, look at your dog, he's running around," I'm like, "He's a good dog," and they're like, "Yeah, he's named right because his name's Rowdy." I'm like, "He's not that rowdy. That's a dumb joke." This is a good joke, and it's not. It's real. His name is Philander.
That's messed up.
How many kids?
27, 6
And
months.
it's rumored to be more than 27 even. As if
That's
not
gross.
astronomical enough as it
You
is.
finally met him in 2012 when he was doing an exhibition game in the Philippines. The conversation between the two of them lasted no more than 2 minutes.
I don't blame him.
So the definition of philanderer, a man who readily or frequently enters into casual sexual relationships with women or a womanizer.
Bingo!
Huh.
The things you learn.
Yeah, it's like naming your daughter stripper.
Aren't you glad you
Or
tuned
pole
in
dancer.
today? Didn't know you were going to learn.
That's another thing.
What's the best stripper name ever? Like, what's the most popular stripper name? I should
Candy.
Safari,
Cinnamon.
Alexa.
Diamond.
What is it, Troy? We're
Yeah,
waiting.
you would know that. What
say. Yeah,
What do you got? What's your favorite?
I think it's Amber.
Sapphire.
Oh, well,
Amber.
that makes sense too.
Welcome to the States.
This is
We have
Amber.
Amber.
Yeah. And then also Lexi.
I was gonna say Alexa. That's always.
Lexi.
I bartended in a
Coming
strip
to the
club in
main
Milwaukee.
stage,
Still,
sexy Lexi.
with Charles Sprewell and all those
the
guys used
most
to come in all the
popular
time.
stripper name in the world.
According to the poll,
According to my extensive research
we
here,
pulled
in,
100 strippers around the
all right,
country.
we can go.
Survey says
We can go top 5 here.
top five exotic names for.
Okay, start at 5, Serge.
Lola.
Lola.
Hold on a
Like
second.
the
What?
50s.
Lola.
Moving on down to the front stage. Lola.
Lola like a
Up there in the middle, we have number 4 coming in here for you.
Candy.
The very lovely and sexy, close but no cigar, Brandy.
Oh, yeah.
With a Y, shockingly.
Okay, so
Oh,
I was
no
going to do
eye.
an eye.
With a heart over
Number 3 up there in the
Definitely
middle.
with a heart over it.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Amber.
Ah,
Amber at
see,
number
I
3.
told you guys.
Coming in at number 3. Put your hands together.
Sorry, Jay. Number 2.
Oh, no.
it. Sophia.
Up to the up to the
Tiffany.
second stage
Tiffany.
is Tiffany.
With one effort, too.
2 F's and a Y.
Yeah, 2 F's and a Y. Definitely.
Oh, wow.
And ladies and gentlemen, for your viewing pleasure tonight, this song is for private dances only. The very lovely and sexy number 1, Crystal.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
That
You know
was my
what?
audition, by the way.
You know what's funny,
am
Serge?
for hire.
I can remember every one of these girls at tuxedos except for Lola.
Her name was Lola. She was a showgirl.
Oh, my God.
Man.
Yellow ribbons in her hair.
Jay just wants to dance right now, don't
Mercedes.
you?
That's a popular one, too.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I wouldn't
remember
know.
Amber, Tiffany, and Crystal.
Honorable mention:
Funny.
Angel, Ginger,
Ooh, Angel.
Candy, Charity, and Anastasia.
Ew. Ew.
What are we doing?
Some more things that happen in Vegas.
I feel so
Nailing
dirty.
it is what we're doing.
It's a sport.
We're living our best damn
Oh my
life.
gosh!
But
There's not another show in the Quad Cities that can match it. Book it.
Or would want to.
They couldn't.
You couldn't.
back to the show.
I mean, the
Rodman
fact that we
comes
got
back
one
from
of the
Vegas.
top 5,
Yeah. Yeah.
we're pretty good.
Robin comes back from Vegas, and it's still incredible.
You ain't getting the suit back.
Well, I mean, the fact
Dennis,
that
I know you're going to have to get your legs. Phil, his
Does
body's
he know
here.
if
don't beg for too much.
does
His
he know
body's here.
if Kim's dead? Can we call Rodman and ask him if he knows?
He would. He probably would know.
Yeah, they're
Yes,
besties.
they are. They actually, the director said it. Interviewing Rodman was one of the hardest things to do because he goes all over the place, and majority of the time he wanted to talk about Kim
Kim Jong-un.
King Jong-un. He wanted to talk about him and how someday he was going to be in like some Hall of Fame. I don't know. He said it was the director said it was the craziest thing. He always wanted to go back
He
talking
did the
about
same
him.
thing anytime he was on Leno or Letterman or anything else.
He's proud of it. He's a
Rodman
dictator.
on there. Not just that. Just I don't mean talk about Kim Jong Un. I mean when he was sitting there next to these guys, they didn't know how to interview him because they would say, "Dennis, okay, what's up, man?" And he was all over the map. It was one extreme to the next. They never knew what was going to come out of his
Right.
mouth. They said that when they were. This is years ago. This has nothing to do with The Last Dance. I remember watching and hearing about Letterman and Leno when they asked how they prepared for an interview such as Dennis Rodman. They said, you don't prepare because
No.
it doesn't matter what you ask him. He's going to answer however he wants to answer or talk about whatever he wants to talk about next.
That's his appeal.
Yeah. Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I love him. I love that about him. The rebel.
He
The bad boy.
yeah,
a bad
he's
boy.
still an animal
Bad as he
practice.
wants to be.
Phil said you got to get your muscle memory back. Jordan talks about how they tried to slow down the running thing to make it so that they didn't have to push Dennis too much.
They all had to catch him.
He had to catch up to him. And then even more, I mean, there's a lot of things that they talked about in these 2 episodes. Not only the Dennis Rodman part and Carmen Electra saying that she was hiding from Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan had to bang on the door to get him to say, all right, it's time to go to practice. You got the shot in the Cavs, which is great because you got Ron Harper just basically saying that the coach for the Cavs totally effed that one up. And then what I really liked was going into the Jordan rules, because if you really look at his first title against the Lakers, which they won 4-1, there's not a lot of flagrant fouls in that. Lakers just let Jordan just, after losing game 1, then the Bulls won 4 straight in that series to win the 91 championship, but they don't do the Jordan rules. That is insane. So for every time, if all right, so the under 35 who says LeBron's the greatest of all time, they can look at the 91 finals and be like, it wasn't that physical. They can easily see that and go, what are you talking about? The defense was different then. But if they watch the finals or any other game ahead of that, what the bad boys did,
the Lakers weren't, quote unquote, ever that kind of a defensive team.
No.
The Celtics were.
Showtime. Yeah.
But yeah, they were Showtime. It was a different style of play, the East and the West.
A quote out here in the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread. Our buddy Andy Brebner says, the Last Dance producer said that interviewing Rodman was like interviewing a feral cat.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what he said. It was that was his quote that he had on Jalen Jacoby this morning of the podcast. Then they talked about the Jordan rules. Chuck Daly said, this is the Jordan rules. Every time he comes to the basket, put him on the ground. This is from Dennis Rodman, his quote on the show.
Yeah.
And he said, we tried to physically hurt Michael. I compare Michael Jordan to nobody. Because for him to survive that kind of punishment and still maintain that greatness, it's unparalleled. Like, they'd never get it. It would hit him before he reaches the peak. Don't let him.
Yeah.
It was Sally.
Yeah.
Sally said, "Don't let him get air.
Don't let him take flight."
Yeah, don't let him take flight. Yeah. So I mean, that's it was something else. I like I said, Harper's quote when he talks about the shot that he made over the Cavs in '89. Harper says, we're up by 1. I said in the timeout, coach, I got MJ. So the coach then, at the time, Lenny Wilkins, tells me, I'm going to put Elo on MJ. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. F this bull. S-H-I-T.
Nope.
So Harper, he tells it how it is. And then when we come back from break, we can talk about the bad boys and Jordan's response and how great that was to have him look at that and Isaiah trying to compare what the Celtics did to them. And Jordan just not having it one bit. So we're going to take a break and come back. Welcome back to a Monday, everybody. April 27th.
I've never done this one.
2020. All right.
That's what I told you. Just that.
Here you go. Read it.
All right. Front Street Brewery, the oldest brew pub in the state of Iowa, is nestled beautifully along the bank of the mighty Mississippi. It has served the fine community of Davenport, Iowa since 1992. With awesome beers such as Davenport Gold, a satisfying American ale, Wise Guy, take on the instantly recognizable German wheat, the Raging River, an English-inspired American Indian Pale Ale. So if you want to go see more, check out their Facebook page for food and drink specials. Also visit their webpage at www.frontstreetbrew.com.
This is Turk Wendell, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
These are uncertain times, but we at First Midwest Bank remain strong, remain committed to our clients, to our communities. And we want those who are uncertain in these uncertain times to know that even though we currently all need to stay apart, we are all in this together. First Midwest Bank. To learn more about how we're helping our clients adjust through this difficult period, visit firstmidwest.com. Member FDIC.
With local Quad City businesses in mind, Vander Vending, the only locally owned vending company in the Quad Cities and surrounding area, would like to encourage you to support these local restaurants that are open for pickup or delivery or both. St. Giuseppe's Pizza in East Moline, California Burrito in Bettendorf, and City Limit Saloon in Rock Island. Please visit their websites and support your neighbors, the local restaurants in the Quad Cities. Brought to you by the only locally owned vending company in the Quad Cities and surrounding area. Vander Vending, located in Rock Island.
The Will Kane Show.
Joe Judge became head coach of the New York Giants. As I walked up today in the hallways, Mike A gave me that good to see you smile, but it's more like a wince because Nuno was nearby. We weren't really worried about anger so much as hurt feelings.
It was an apologetic look, like you'd see when you know somebody's had a rough day, like, how you holding up, big guy? How you doing, champ?
Wait a minute. We're all about honesty here. No one's like that. We want to see each other miserable. Like, that's what everyone was hoping for, is that I would be miserable, because it would have just been great for the show, right? Like, I would have to produce this show, and on a Monday after Jason Garrett's just sitting here clapping away, and then I can't even speak.
And just out of curiosity, not for any personal interest of mine or Mike A's or Bubba's, how miserable are you?
The Will Kane Show, 2 till 5 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Hi, I'm Mark Brenny from Brenny's Motorcycle Clinic with a few words about our current situation. Here at Brenny's, we are committed to being safe and responsible for the next foreseeable future. I intend on keeping my bike shop open to service our loyal customers. Keep in mind, motorcycle riding is social isolation. So, we have implemented curbside service for all parts, service, and sales. We will limit access to our buildings to those who need the help. Our employees are inside working on bike repairs, arranging financing for new and used units. We will pick up and or deliver units as necessary. Your best bet is to call on the phone or email our sales department with your requests or concerns. All our inventory is in our website, brennys.com. There's no joke or punchline in this commercial, because I don't want to make anybody sick. However, when this thing gets back to normal, and they will, prepare yourself for some truly cutting-edge, tasteless humor from me. Sincerely, Mark Brenny, Brenny's Motorcycle Clinic, across from Alcoa, almost.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
I think steak is one of the most overrated foods. When people say, what's the meal you want, the best meal you can have, people say a good ribeye, a good New York strip, and I just think that those are overrated. I'm always going to go maybe some seafood, some nice chicken dish. I just prefer that stuff over the steak.
I firmly disagree with that assessment.
I think most people would.
The most overrated food is lobster. It's the cockroach of the sea. That's right, I said it.
These are shocking things.
Yeah,
All right, put it on the poll, Guillermo. Is steak overrated? Is lobster overrated? Do you eat the fat? Because Stugatz is saying the fat is the best thing. I don't think a lot of people think the fat is the best thing. Do they?
It's so good. Like, you ever just grill a ribeye and at the very end on the edges, there's that fatty part of it.
Oh,
it is
right in the garbage.
right off the
Right
in
in
the
the
garbage. I'm
garbage.
going to throw you in the garbage. What's the matter with you?
The Dan Le Batard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM. From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KPOB, Davenport.
Hey. We're back here in the Hassle Castle, brought to you by Dun Right Satellite and Dish. And this is Don't Hassle So Local on AM 1170.
A record 55 million people watched the NFL draft
55 million
over the weekend, and I got to say it's probably the most I've watched it in a long time as well, especially in the day 3 type of situation. The other thing is, the draft kind of takes a sideways turn for me, because then I start thinking about things and speculating, what if I named my son DeMarcus instead of Ben or Slavan? There's just names out there that I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah.
McLovin.
Yeah, anything.
Well,
you see it on there because there's all these names, and you can only see like round 3 so often that you're like, why did I go with Ben? Maybe I should have got interesting there.
Just wait until after this is over.
Chicken wings.
Babies are born after this. Have you seen the names they've come up with?
Yeah, how many COVIDs are going to be born?
COVID.
Quarantina. They're all gonna. It's gonna happen.
Oh, it happened already.
It's gonna. Yeah.
There were 2. The first 2 were children in India, and there was COVID and Corona.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. This is old news, man.
I don't like people.
I don't either. I hated it.
Isn't that just? It's terrible. What about like? Does anybody have any grandparents named Bubonic? Or
did you see that Did you see anybody that there's a recent study and
my aunt's Spanish flu.
Yeah, and this was actually, I think on Friday, it was mentioned by Stu Gotts on the Le Batard Show that it's reported that Genghis Khan slept with so many women that 1 in 200 people on the earth are descendants of him.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that was on like a History Channel a while back.
You're totally related to Genghis Khan.
Me? You? If anybody in this room is related to him, it's you.
Oh, okay.
Genghis. It's Genghis Khan.
So you. It's definitely not Jay.
Why?
Because you don't have that dictator.
You totally had coronavirus.
Oh.
That dictator blood in you.
Leah had it back last summer.
I did. I had it when it first came out, guys.
I had coronavirus way before it was cool.
I did.
Yeah, that's the end.
Take notes.
There you go.
I don't know if I did, but
I
I'm
just thought
sure
it was
we
a
all
bad
did.
hangover.
Anyway, yes, we do have the draft to talk about. I know what some people are saying we should talk about. But guess what? The most important appointment TVs in a long time happened, episode 3 and 4 last night. There's other things on there that's incredible. Like the triangle offense, which I still don't understand.
I just can't believe you guys are doing this with all these spoilers.
Well, that's another good question, Serge.
Triangle offense.
I don't know how many conversations I've had with people that told me that they're just waiting to binge watch it. And I was like, can't.
I'm not. I was joking
I know,
that day
but-
when I
yeah.
I know what you're saying is like you can't binge watch it. This is going to be a long thing. Like why not keep up on it? First of all, I was being sarcastic in the spoilers right now. You guys can talk about this all you want. There's no spoilers in this. This isn't a brand new made up series. This is all history.
So
this is all factual.
Yeah,
history.
when I wrote the drinking game on ESPN 1170
It's
AM.
like doing an article on the Revolutionary War 1776. Who's going to win?
When I made the drinking game, I
Troy,
told
I haven't
everybody
read this
that.
yet. Don't be telling me.
Spoiler, they
I know
win.
who won.
Back-to-back World War champs.
If anything, it makes you dig deeper into some of the guys in here and hear some stories. Like Jack Haley, who single-handedly convinced Dennis Rodman to come back and play for Game 6 against the Supersonics, the series that they won.
Yeah.
Rodman wasn't going to play anymore. He was
Why
done.
was that?
He just they lost back-to-back games to the Sonics, and he said, "I'm not coming back. I'm not playing Game 6.
Right.
I'm done." And Jack Haley, who basically is considered a confidant of Rodman's, and he's not. People would say he got 10-day contracts here and there because he was a babysitter. He didn't like that. He was a good friend of his. He said, come back. How he convinced him to come back and play in that series in Game 6 was, it's when we win the championship, it's going to be a hell of a party. And Rodman was like, all right. Went out and got 19 rebounds, 9 points, and like 8 assists.
I believe it.
He wasn't going to play. And he's like, it's going to be a hell of a party when we win this championship. And he's like, all right, I guess I'm back.
All right, I found something out yesterday for sure. All right, who does John Paxson look like now?
Oh, my God, John Paxson. Don't get me started.
You know who he looks like now?
Hold on. I did say that I told you that I posted that Joe Dumars looks like if the
That
Detroit
was
Pistons came to
awesome.
life.
If a mascot logo came to life, it was Joe Dumars.
Joe Dumars, 100%.
It was incredible.
John
And
Paxson
looks like
is Kelly Leak in the movie Watchmen.
Isn't he Rorschach or whatever?
Yeah.
In that? Okay.
He looks just like
you're
Kelly.
right.
Oh yeah, I got one for you, T. Roy.
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't him and Kelly Leak now look exactly the same?
Also, on that note, right there, right along to
Play center
piggyback
field
you,
for the Bears.
Rick
At
Smits
4'11".
was the blind musician in Roadhouse.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Sit on that for a second.
who is that musician? That's a what can I do?
That's the crazy thing. He's blind, and the song's Angel Eyes.
How do you guys know that?
Angel
Eyes, my
He's
way.
blind.
Who tells his name? It's
I'll figure it out. I'll
dang
figure it out.
I know who it is.
I
know
thought
it's
you'd
on
be
the
taller.
tip.
Yeah.
His name's Dalton. He's
So-
dead now, by the way.
Oh,
Isaiah
coronavirus.
goes on
Oh,
to
he's
say
old.
that he didn't think it was a big deal that they walked off. And he goes to say that
Well,
the
he tried
Celtics
to
did the
blame
same
it on the
thing.
Celtics.
He blames on the Celtics. And he says, I had to grab Mikhail off of there. Well, Jordan says, no way. Jordan goes through, look at what they beat us in 90 and they beat us in 89. What's the best part about it is Jordan's just not having it. They're handing him the iPhone. And
Jeff Healy.
Jeff Healy.
Yeah,
yeah.
Jeff Healy.
All right, go ahead, Jay. Sorry.
They're handing him the iPhone or iPad or whatever else, and then he said they have Isaiah do it, and his reaction, it's just so good. You can see that competitor where he's like, I'm not having it. And then he says, I know it's all BS, and there's no way you can convince me that Isaiah wasn't an a-hole. I love it. To this day, he still is like, I'm not having it. I don't care. You can show me that clip time and time again where Mikhail does it. He's like, I was the ultimate, I would I would congratulate him. I'd move on. I'd go whatever else. But it's a great clip. And that's another thing I want to watch. So how 3 and 4 were funny. They made you laugh. You got to hear Jordan dropping F-bombs and everybody dropping F-bombs all over the place. You got to see Jerry Krause dance.
They curse?
Yeah. Oh, what's going to be crazy enough is when it falls off, and I told you this, that people are going to be so emotionally involved in this that when they do the episode where Jordan's father's murdered, there are people that will post and say, I openly just wept. That's how
Yeah.
much people are emotionally involved in
hard.
the show.
I remember when it happened and they were doing an interview. Remember when he won that game and he said that was from my dad?
And then I texted, I texted my buddies and I said, would you rather spend 48 hours with Rodman in Vegas or mainline Jack Daniels with Tommy Lee from Motley Crue?
Tommy Lee.
I'm hanging out with Rodman, man.
I'm
Tommy
hanging out with
Lee.
Rodman for sure. I love both.
I don't think either one of them is a treat, so that's what I'm saying.
You're gonna
for
get-
you.
you're gonna
Rodman
get
would be
something
fun.
from either
Tommy
one.
Lee, you'll end up not liking Tommy
Wait,
Lee.
can I
you'd be
take a
I don't want to
Z-Pack
hang
with
out
me?
with him because he seems like he'd be a
Yes.
douche.
I can take some
like Dennis
antibiotics.
just seems like he's cool.
Before I go.
Like Dennis isn't going to start a fight. Tommy Lee would start a fight, and then you'd end up beating him in a fight because Tommy Lee's skinny ass can't fight.
Tommy Lee would not be
I
fighting
bet
because
you'd
we'd be
scrap.
busy.
I'd knock the hell out of Tommy Lee. Tommy
I know
Lee
you
can't
would,
fight.
but
I'm just saying,
think
Dennis
you'd scrap
Rodman,
him.
and nobody's going to fight Dennis Rodman. Dennis
No.
Rodman's
Nobody's
huge
gonna fight
man.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Tommy's just some skinny hippie. Someone.
He's also like
Tommy would
6'6".
Tommy
Skinny
Lee?
hippie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's tall. He's a big boy.
Not 6'6".
Skinny.
And he's
This
not a
is
hippie.
the hippie guy. Look at
Tommy
his hair.
Tommy doesn't come across as to me as a guy who like starts fights.
I don't think he. No, he's,
See,
he's
I
like
think he does.
dude. That's
Tommy Lee's
Tommy Lee.
6'2". Dennis Rodman's 6'7".
Okay, but I don't know. Rodman would annoy me. I think.
Well, I'd rather hang out with Rodman.
Yeah, you'd go home
Rodman
with
would
him,
just
though.
sit back and be
Not
like, let's
Rodman.
get drunk.
It's
hang out with some
kamikaze
strip. It's
time.
kamikaze time,
It's
too,
time
right?
to blow your
I'm with
mind.
you, Dennis. What
It's
do we do next?
kamikaze time.
I don't have
Let's
time
sing
for
this
her big
song.
on a syphilis.
Hey, T-Roy, look at
Okay.
these strippers coming our way.
Just
Hey,
saying.
Dennis, these strippers are great. Let's hang out with the strippers.
I'd rather hang out with Tommy Lee. I'm more into music than I am into basketball. So
Yeah, but the music people would come hang out with us because we were with Dennis.
Yeah, Erickson asked that out there, said the top celebrities that you would hang out with in Vegas. And yeah, Rodman is absolutely up there.
Matt
Absolutely.
Erickson said Charlie Sheen. That's a big fat no
Yep.
from me.
Nope, I'm in on that too.
What's that? What do you mean, Charlie Sheen?
Like, would you want to hang out with Charlie Sheen in
No.
Vegas?
Dude,
It's a night out with Charlie Sheen.
No.
I'm not so sure with Sheen right
Yeah.
now.
No.
There's
I'm
a lot
in-
of bad
I'm
rumors
in.
on Sheen.
I don't care. I'm in.
No. God, no.
The best thing was towards the end of his run on 2.5 Men.
Yeah.
When his character, who was loosely based off of himself, he started carrying around a 6-pack of beer with him all the time.
Sheen did?
Yeah, on his character on the show.
Oh.
And his brother, John Cryer,
Yeah,
the guy that played
chiropractor.
his brother Alan on
Yeah.
the show, people would ask, they go, "What's with the 6-pack of beer?" And he goes, "Oh, he quit drinking."
He's got to
So he'd carry around a 6-pack of beer and just drink the beer. And they go, "But he's drinking." He's like, "Yeah, no. The sad thing is he actually thinks he quit. He stopped drinking hard liquor and would carry around a 6-pack of beer and just drink his beer all the time."
That's fair.
Charlie
What
Sheen.
what happened, Charlie? I quit drinking. Cheers.
Charlie Sheen, 1989, 99, 2009.
See, after the allegations, though, of the he dingles little boys, I don't know, man.
89,
I don't
99, 2009.
I do. I think he was so high he doesn't remember anything he did.
You have to pick one. You hang out with Charlie Sheen. 89, 99.
Well, I was 6 in 89, so.
You get to hang out with him right
Oh,
now.
okay,
89
then
Sheen.
I'll take
99
89 Sheen.
I'm taking
I'm
89.
taking 89 Sheen.
89 for sure.
I'm taking 89 Sheen. Right
I'll
up.
take whatever you guys don't want.
Just got done filming.
He gets our tiger blood leftovers.
Major League just got released. You just get to talk.
The
Major
end
League
of
the entire
his
time.
roast,
Platoon.
his
Yeah.
Comedy Central roast was incredibly awesome.
That was a while ago, though, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep. And the end of his roast, that's when the guest of honor, whoever's getting roasted, gets up there and gets to
Roast
poke
everybody
fun
back.
back at
Yeah.
everybody. And he does just a little bit, not near as much as everybody else normally does. And at the end, he stopped and he looked at the camera and he goes, "You guys think you can make fun of me? You think I'm offended by anything you have to say?"
Right.
He's like, "I'm Ricky effing Vaughn. I'm Charlie Sheen. You can't insult me." And I was like, it's pretty
Who is he
intimidating.
married to?
actually.
What's his ex-wife's name?
Which one?
The one with the kids. What's her name? She's on Real Housewives
Kristen
now.
Richards.
Yeah, she was talking a story about how he came to pick up the kids for Thanksgiving, and he brought a lady of the night
Yeah.
to Thanksgiving dinner with his kids, and she invited her in. She was sitting
Well,
in the
if
limo.
she was there during Thanksgiving dinner, wouldn't she be a lady of the day?
Yeah, well, you know, night turns into day. That's
Speaking
what
of
that's what happens.
ex-wives,
Does it, or does day turn into night?
Both on repeat.
Jay Cutler
Repeat,
and
repeat.
Kristen Cavallari have announced this weekend that they're getting a divorce. So
Yeah.
Smokin' Jay's single. He's gonna be going from Smokin' Jay to Single Jay. So,
Boo.
I started. In other breaking news, I started following Kristen Cavallari on Twitter.
You know where she got her break was MTV.
So that way she doesn't
Laguna
have to,
Beach.
she get used to the name Jay.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, one or the other. In other news, Tom Brady's in a little bit of trouble because he's not social distancing, and I don't know why NFL teams want him punished, but apparently everyone's mad at Brady because he got kicked out of a closed park. He illegally entered it in quarantine in Tampa Bay. And now, obviously, he was trespassing at a man's house. Oh, by the way, we might have that guy on the show tomorrow in a phone call interview.
The house?
The guy whose house he walked into?
Yeah, the guy he walked into.
Oh, that's
That's awesome.
And now, according to the terms of the collective bargaining agreement, players and coaches aren't allowed to talk football, hold meetings, or even look at a playbook together before the start of team's off-season program. And since Tampa's off-season program hasn't started, Brady was violating NFL rules when he went over to Byron Leftwich's house. Okay, NFL.
Yeah.
Tattletales. That's from CBS Sports NFL insider Jason La Canfora. He reported it, that teams are mad that he went over and met with the offensive coordinator when he's not supposed to. So, but...
Yeah.
In 20 minutes, we're going to talk to Rosso about the draft. But, T-Roy, do you have any takeaways from it? What did you...
Well, I went through... obviously, I gave the first-round draft grades on Friday. And I went back through, and I have an overall grade for every team. I'm not going to go through each pick, so please don't expect
I can help you out
me
with that,
to
though.
critique each pick. But
I
if
can
Jay
help you
wants
out.
to help me out a little bit on what they are... what I'm going to do, Jay, is I'm going to start out with the teams that did not have a first-day draft choice.
Okay, so that's going to be
so these are teams we haven't talked about.
That's going to be the...
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams did not have a draft in the first round.
Okay. I'm going to have to follow along with you because these my list, thanks to Mel Kiper, that good-looking gentleman with the nice head of hair, he does not do an alphabetical order. So
He did it by grade?
He did it by grade, yes.
All right, well, we're going to start out with the Chicago Bears. So
Fair
Serge's
enough.
team.
Okay.
I gave the Bears a B-. It was hard to say exactly where the Bears should start. They need help in a lot of places, I think. So
I think
You say that.
their
They
picks are
needed-
just fine.
No, and I know I said I gave them a B-. I
Right.
think they could have addressed more O-line. I wish, as not a fan, but as what I think they need. I think they need more help on the O-line. They really didn't address it, but the guys they got were very good. So I gave them a B-, which I think that it's not a bad draft. It just off what I think they should
Going
have done.
into this, I think you would agree their top needs were wide receiver, offensive tackle, tight end, and cornerback.
Yes. And they did not draft an offensive tackle
Until the 7th round in back-to-back picks, 226 and 227.
Right.
They got their tight end in Cole Kmet, a Notre Dame guy, Illinois guy. I believe Arlington, am I right? Arlington
Right.
Hills? There's Arlington Heights, I don't
And
know.
he was the top rated tight end in the draft.
That was my favorite pick, to be honest with you, because you get to see a kid who his favorite team growing up.
No, and that's just it. He's the
I mean, is
reason
there
why they're
anything
graded that
more
high.
Chicago than a suburb of Chicago than going to Notre Dame and then playing for the Bears? Like,
Yeah,
is there
but
anything
Jay,
more?
I get it, but that doesn't mean it's not an A+ draft grade.
Gosh
okay?
darn Giordano's Pizza and a Chicago-style
Yeah,
hot
I'm
dog
happy
in
for
his hand
the
at the
kid.
same
I'm
time.
very happy for the kid.
I like the pick. I don't care about
And I
he
like
needs to
the
work
pick
on his
too.
blocking because you've never seen a highlight of Rob Gronkowski in a pancake. Never. He's got Jimmy Graham to show him the ropes. I think this is a good pick.
But George Kittle pancaking guys all the time.
Mel Kiper agrees with you. He gave him a C+.
All right, so Kuiper C+.
C+.
I'm going to write down what Mel did. C+. So we're right in the same ballpark.
Yep.
All right, moving on to the New England Patriots.
All right.
I said this on day one. They traded out of the first round. These guys are playing chess. They did. They played a lot of chess. I gave the New England Patriots a B+.
You're much higher than him. They had needs at quarterback, tight end, linebacker, wide receiver, offensive line, according to Mel Kiper. Let's see. They got at the second pick, with the second round, 37th pick, Kyle Duggar, safety.
Yeah.
And then also with the 60th pick, Josh Uch, outside linebacker, Michigan. And then they had 3 picks in the third round. They got another outside linebacker, then 2 tight ends. The kicker has got a questionable tattoo. You guys can Google that if you want to, that they got in the 5th round. He's from Marshall. Then they went guard, offensive tackle, inside linebacker, and then center. So basically his thing is that they didn't address, Mel Kiper's, they didn't address the quarterback need.
You don't think New England's worried about what was left in this quarterback pool? Who are they going to draft? I don't think they liked anybody, and maybe
Stanley would go there. I thought Morgan would go there.
Possibly, but maybe
they were big on Morgan.
Maybe they see something that we don't. So
gotcha.
Until Belichick fails completely, I'll give him a B+.
Fair,
So what did Kuiper give him?
He gave him a C+.
All right, we're great off. All right, moving on. Buffalo did not have a draft in the first round because they traded it away for Stephon Diggs. I gave the Bills an A-. Not only because they traded away that pick and got Stephon Diggs, but they did pretty well. The running back that they did get was the young man from, is it Utah? I think he's from Florida, but he's out of Utah. Correct, Jay?
Yeah, give me a second.
He's typing away, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
the young
looking.
man's out of
I'm
Utah.
writing back to Erickson because he says Jimmy Graham isn't blocking. I'm saying exactly. They're not going to teach him to block. There's a new era of tight ends. We're going to get possession receivers and whatnot. All right, Buffalo. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, Buffalo. They did a good job.
Yep,
Buffalo Soldier.
They got a good one. Is anyone else joined on the Buffalo Mafia? I didn't. But
No.
you didn't?
What happened?
I knew I had to move. Yeah. Okay. So what did you give them?
A-.
You're real close. He gave them a B+.
Okay.
Their needs, top needs, edge, running back, cornerback, and offensive tackle. They went Espn in the second round with the 54th pick and got their running back out of Utah, Zach Moss. By the way, the quads on that dude.
The
Yes.
quads.
Whoa!
Yes, I said. I told you.
They're
Running back
like,
out of Utah.
each leg is like me.
The boy can run.
I'm just picturing him running with you holding on to each leg.
All right, moving on.
They got
it's
Jake
so
Fromm.
adorable.
They got Jake Fromm in the 5th round, and didn't 2 wide receivers, and they got their cornerback finally in the 7th round. Buffalo Bills.
All right, moving on. Jay's favorite team,
Okay,
Houston Texans.
well, easy now.
They know.
With arguably the second worst draft this
I'm
season.
still going.
Okay.
Bill O'Brien.
I gave
really
them a
likes
C-.
Okay.
The second worst, and they still got a C-.
Yeah, they didn't have much going on. They traded so many things away. I just not impressed with anything they did.
Maybe a D+. Am I closer?
But
No.
if you look at it, is David Johnson and Brandon Cooks both second rounders or whatever else? You know, that looks good. All right, they needed cornerback, wide receiver, offensive line, and edge. They went defensive tackle in the 2nd round, outside linebacker in the 3rd. In the 4th, they went offensive tackle, cornerback in the 5th. They got a wide receiver out of Rhode Island, like one of like 5, 6, or 7 FCS. Not a good year for the FCS because of maybe the coronavirus. All right, what else?
What did Mel give him?
Oh, sorry, Mel gave him a C+.
Not far off.
He didn't hand out a lot of A's, but he didn't go lower than, I can tell you right now, he didn't go lower than a C.
Well, Mel's way off. All right. That's why I had 7 out of 10 in the first 10 right, and Mel didn't.
Yeah.
Indianapolis Colts. I thought they had a great draft.
Okay.
I give them a B+.
Ooh.
All right.
So our boys out there listening, Adam and Mitch, should be happy with what the Colts did.
We got to get Mitch in here. It's been a while. You gave him a what?
B+.
The Colts had needs at quarterback, wide receiver, edge, and cornerback. They had 2 picks in the 2nd round, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, and 4 in the 6th. Mel Kiper gave them an A-.
Okay. That was B+.
They went wide receiver Michael Pittman Jr. They went 7
back.
picks later, they went running back and Jonathan Taylor. Then they got the safety out of Utah, Julian Blackman in the 3rd. Then they got another quarterback, Jacob Eason, who, by the way, was at Georgia, was a higher recruit than Georgia. He was the number 1 recruit, I believe, at the time when he came out of high school. Jake Fromm beat him out. Then he transferred to Washington.
All right. Moving on.
Okay.
The Los Angeles Rams. Dennis and Jimmy.
Man.
Not
want to be GM of those guys.
Gave the Rams a C+, Jay. I thought it was just a mediocre draft.
I am flipping.
Slightly above mediocre if C's average.
You gave him a what?
Above average.
A C+.
Okay.
Slightly above average.
They gave the Rams, their needs were offensive
Okay.
line, running back, defensive line. Mel Kiper gave the Rams a B-. In the 2nd round, they went running back and wide receiver in Cam Akers and Van Jefferson. 2 picks in the 3rd round, they went outside linebacker and safety. 4th round, tight end and Bryson Hopkins. Brad Hopkins' son. 6th round, the safety. 3 picks in the 7th round, inside linebacker, kicker, and guard.
All right.
Is that all the picks that didn't have a first rounder?
Nope, one more.
Okay, and then we'll take a break.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Oh, there they are.
Them Steelers for Vasco. I give them a B.
All right.
B-.
You just throwing that out there?
Yep. I can't gamble anymore, so this is all I got.
They needed running back, cornerback, quarterback. Oh, the quarterback one's iffy. And defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
They have missed the playoffs the last 2 years. Mel Kiper, you gave them a B?
Huh?
Mel Kiper gave them a B-.
I got it right! What do I win?
In the 2nd round, they went wide receiver
Yay!
Chase Claypool from Notre Dame. 3rd round, they went outside linebacker. They got a running back in the 4th out of Maryland and a guard. In the 6th, they went safety. In the 7th, they went defensive tackle. So,
yes.
all right, but we still get a look at the Bears. We get a look
This
at.
was too hard.
Well, here, read this one.
Yeah, give me an easier one.
We get to look at the Packers. We get to look at the Vikings.
Oh, we got all
and then at
kinds
1
of
o'clock in 10 minutes, we get to talk to Rosso too. He's got to be happy about Nate
Rosso.
Stanley going up there. So, all right,
Goal
we're
line
gonna take a
quarterback.
break. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
All right, let me tell you about Bayside Bistro in the village of East Davenport. Bayside Bistro is not your ordinary sandwich shop. You won't find deli meat on their menu. They use fresh ingredients only, and orders are made to order from scratch. From paninis like the Bayside Poi Poi to the roasted bacon green bean salad, Bayside Bistro has an incredible menu that specializes in deliciousness. And don't forget about their smoothies and fresh juices that they make, and their incredible dinner entrees. Don't take our word for it, though. Check out their Facebook page and read the over 500 recommendations from guests. Stop by Bayside Bistro today at 1105 Christie Street in the East Village of Davenport.
Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Rachel Alger with St. Ambrose University, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
Hey, this is Eric at Winger Truck Line, where we have been in continuous operation without a layoff for 74 years, and we are hiring drivers. During this unprecedented time in our nation's history, Winger Truck Line is staying strong and hiring for regional home weekends. We are busy serving our families, our customers, and our nation. How about you? Call me today, 800-593-6433, or see us online at drivewtl.com. Let's go!
If you're caring for someone with Alzheimer's disease, the Alzheimer's Foundation of America's helpline is open 7 days a week to answer questions about caregiving during the coronavirus outbreak, ways to keep your loved ones safe, what to do at home, and more. Call the Alzheimer's Foundation of America's helpline at 866-232-8484 or visit www.alzfdn.org to connect with a licensed social worker who can help. That helpline number again is 866-232-8484.
These are uncertain times, but we at First Midwest Bank remain strong, remain committed to our clients, to our communities. And we want those who are uncertain in these uncertain times to know that even though we currently all need to stay apart, we are all in this together. First Midwest Bank. To learn more about how we're helping our clients adjust through this difficult period, visit firstmidwest.com. Member FDIC.
At Planet Fitness, the health of our members, staff, and neighbors is our top priority. Out of an abundance of caution, all clubs have closed until further notice. Rest assured, we will be ready to serve you in a clean, sanitary, and judgment-free environment when we reopen. Planet Fitness. United, we move.
Escúchame, y Disidan Levatación, ESPN Radio.
There's a great prank that Zach Lowe reported about Michael Carter Williams. The Sixers arrived at the allegedly haunted Pfister Hotel in Milwaukee. Carter Williams arranged with hotel staff to enter the room of each rookie before they could. He removed a vent, he inserted a walkie-talkie, and he sealed the vent shut. Carter Williams, in his room on the other end of the walkie-talkie, whispered menacing threats and nursery rhymes. And he watched the rookies react through baby monitors that he had concealed around the room. Put it on the poll, Guillermo, at Levitard Show, please. Scarier to hear in your haunted hotel. Menacing threats whispered or nursery rhymes?
The Dan Lebitard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Sheedy Family Chiropractic is your choice for chiropractic care in the Quad Cities. Chronic problems, joint pain, or recent injury, don't let pain slow you down. Sheedy Family Chiropractic in Davenport can help decrease your pain and improve range of motion, keeping your busy life moving. Same-day appointments available most days for new patients and $20 sports physicals. Call today or visit SheedyChiro.com. That's SHEEDY Chiro.com. Sheedy Family Chiropractic, getting you back to work, play, and life.
Like all of us, small businesses are being affected and impacted by these uncertain times. But we will get through this together. When you can, please try to support your local restaurants, bars, or any other establishments that are still open for carry-out or delivery.
Steel Plow Burger Company is open for curbside to go. Enjoy their famous burgers, shakes, margaritas, and more 7 days a week from 11 till 7:30. Check out their limited menu on Facebook. Thank you for your continued support from Steel Plow Burger Company, Moline and Davenport.
Whatever bridge you get stuck on, stick with us. The Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, everybody, we're back. Rolling through our draft analysis, grading, if you will. Jay, how do you want to proceed here?
That's right. We're talking the NFL draft. 55 million people watched it over the weekend.
I can make it easier on you if you just want to go in your order.
No. We're fine. I think winners or losers. Did you like the format, though, T-Roy? I mean, you had no choice, but did you like it?
I thought it was great. I mean, I thought it went quickly, which I kind of like. I don't like all the pomp and circumstance and all the waiting before a pick and all the bringing up the guest celebrity announcer, especially when it's a loudmouth from Philly. You know?
Yeah.
You know, I just rather get up. I want to hear where the Bears get. I want to hear where the Packers get. Tell me who they got. Let's go. Let's get over with. It doesn't matter who announces it. I thought it was cool that they had like some of the video clips of kids helping and things like that.
Yeah.
That was fine. And that doesn't bother me. It's the more like in the real drafts when they bring, some old timer from like the Cowboys brought Drew Pearson up.
Yeah.
Like, half Cowboy fans these days don't even remember Drew Pearson. So what's it matter? I don't know. That's just me. So, but.
There are some reports that I think are a little bit skewed, and just to be like, hey, we liked it. Do you know what I'm saying? From like the GMs or coaches, like, we dig it because the commissioner told us to, and say how positive it was. Because this is actually in Axios Sports. It says, in addition to revealing how much can be accomplished from the comfort of one's home, the virtual NFL draft and limited offseason has also inspired coaches and GMs to think about making permanent improvements to their work-life balance and working smarter than longer. It was unanimous, says the NFL Network's Ian Rappaport in a tweet. So many coaches wondered, do we really need to work the sheer hours we do when their work was really done? Literally every person mentioned the extra time with his family. A legit eye-opening experience. Dolphins coach went on to say, it's been a lot of fun, actually. I haven't spent this much time with my family, my kids, my wife in a long time. And the GM of the Lions said, if we can find a better work-life balance in the months of February, March, and April, I'm all for it. Just don't see it. Sorry, T-Roy. The ones that sleep on their couch are the ones that are the most successful.
Yeah.
And on top of it, how great it is to spend time. We're talking, you can just find as much studies of people that are working at home that feel that the work day is stressing them out more because they feel like, instead of like, let's just say you may wake up at 6:30 and you don't get to the office till 8. Like, you've got that time. Well, now you kind of just find yourself logging on at 7 and you're still working till 7.
There's no break.
There's no break.
You're literally...
The stress.
If the office is home, you never leave the
You
office.
have to, and it's also the stress of proving that you are working.
Right.
The stress is there, so I don't see. I don't see.
Granted, if you want to spend time with your kids and you can take a little 10-minute here and your kids are right there, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's probably up and down.
In a couple minutes from WHBF Hawkeye headquarters, Adam Ross is going to call us. We'll talk about the draft with him.
All right.
We'll talk about the Iowa Hawkeyes and everything, and we'll continue to do grades either with him or without him afterwards. And then I'll continue to babble about how great the.
Right, where do you want me to start? Just in my order?
Do you want to do local? Yeah. What do you want to do?
I'll just go. You tell me how you want to do it.
You go. I'll follow.
All right. We'll just start out with number 1 then. Cincinnati. I had him day 1 at an A, and I gave him an overall A.
They needed quarterback, offensive line, linebacker, defensive line, tight end, according to Mel Kiper. You gave them an A. Mel Kiper gave them a B+. Close. Let's see. Obviously, they went Burrow at number 1. In the second round, they went T. Higgins, wide receiver out of Clemson. And then they got the linebacker, Logan Wilson, out of Wyoming, in the third. Hey, another thing. What's that? It's the 254th pick. Friend of the show who called in, Derek Tuska, he went to the Broncos.
Nice.
So congratulations to Brandon and Cal. They got a nice guy there.
Cool.
In Bronco Nation. All right, in the fourth round, going back now to Cincinnati, they got an outside linebacker. Then they went defensive end in the fifth. In the sixth, Hakeem, I can't even say the last name.
Spell
an
it.
offense tackle, Adeniji.
That's exactly how you say it.
Yeah, that's it. And then seventh round, they went inside linebacker with Marcus Bailey.
All right.
They gave him a B+, you gave him an A.
All right, moving on to the Redskins. I give them a solid B.
All right. And why is that?
Well, obviously, there was a can't miss with Chase Young, and then down the line, I'm trying to remember who they took with their second pick, and I'm at a loss.
I'm going to get you there.
So, I wrote a lot of this stuff down.
They went running back Antonio Gibson out of Memphis. But this is also the guy that could be a wide receiver. He plays many different positions. He announced, I know for this, what I did see this pick. This is in the third round, not in the second round. The commissioner announced him as a running back. The highlights show him as a wide receiver. So he plays all over, though. So I don't know exactly where they're going to go. All right, Ross was there.
Here we go.
All right. Rosso, Big Cat, what's up?
What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing?
Happy
doing
Monday.
Yeah, seriously, another day in the quarantine life, or whatever you want to call it.
It's
COVID
fabulous.
Chronicles.
Well, we're hoping for them to announce phase 1, right? So they can open up the gyms. We can get out for a little bit.
Yeah, I saw that there was some headline. I didn't click on it yet what all that was going to entail, but we will see, slowly but surely.
How was your weekend, my friend?
That was good. It was busy, actually. Nice to have some stuff to watch and, some news to cover and some, obviously, the Jordan thing last night. So it was good. It was good. Got outside a little bit yesterday, which is nice. It was a good sunny day, as you guys know. So, yeah, it was one of the better weekends here the last 6 to 8 weeks, I would say.
What are your takeaways from the draft this weekend?
Well, first of all, are they going to go back to the old format? Because that was great, I thought, for the most part. I mean, I think the NFL a lot of times thinks bigger is better, and maybe it is in a lot of ways. But I think for something like that, you got a little bit more of a look inside people's houses and people's families and just different things. And I think that was a rare glimpse of that. And I think, at least me personally, I think I've seen a little bit of feedback on this too, that I think a lot of people liked it. And I think if they can mix that in, like I do like the destination, especially the first round picks. Tristan Wirfs actually talked about this. Just being able to be recognized and walk down the red carpet with your mom and dad or whoever you bring with, like that's a cool experience for those top guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the day 2 and day 3 situation, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a little bit more of the in-home or behind the scenes, or I guess more personal aspect of things. I don't know. What did you guys think? I really like that, actually.
What did you guys see the one where the girlfriend grabbed his cell phone and then he grabbed it out of her hand real quick?
Yeah, exactly. CeeDee Lamb, yeah.
I was laughing.
And then the offensive lineman that got picked, and he put his hand in his head in his hand, and the girlfriend went to hug him, and the mom had to pull her out.
Yeah.
All right, so
exactly.
I know I understand some changes, but I mean they're already advertising for Vegas to have this in is it next year or 2022?
2021.
2021.
2 years,
I think
Cleveland is.
Yeah. So they make
Cleveland having it next year or something?
The tourism boards for these places are not going to have it. That they're going to stay to the old format. But don't get me wrong, I want to see Jerry Jones on his yacht all the time.
Yeah, right. Or Cliff
I want to
Kingsbury's
be on his
house.
yacht.
Oh, Cliff Kingsbury's house.
Relaxing.
That's.
He's got the fire rolling when it's 96 outside in Phoenix. Like you can't beat that stuff.
Yeah, I did like that. How did you feel about your Vikings draft?
I think it was good on a macro level, like they got obviously a ton of guys, ton of prospects, and I think they addressed some needs. I'm still unsure of the offensive line. I think that was always kind of the biggest issue potentially this upcoming year. I don't know that Riley Reese still has got the ability to be a starting tackle in the league. But then I did read Peter King a little bit today saying that the Vikings were inquiring to the Bucs about trading up to 14. And I would assume that would have been for worse.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was kind of on the Monday Morning Quarterback, if you read that, he was in the Bucs virtual Zoom thing, I think. And he was saying how the Bucs were, talking about moving up with the Raiders. The Raiders wanted to stay put. And then at the same time, the Vikings were calling up about the 14th pick, which I would have to think that would have been for worse because they knew the Niners probably weren't taking on the alignment, and they knew the Raiders weren't taking alignment, so the Vikings wanted to see if they could jump up and maybe steal Tristan at that pick 14. So they didn't do that. They got Ezra Cleveland on day 2. He's kind of got a broad range of draft analysis, if you will. So because there's a lot of people that will say, hey, he could start because it's his own-based scheme. He fits right in, and then there's others that say, he's kind of raw yet. He's going to be kind of a multi-year project. So I would say it was good in the sense of they got a lot of picks and they got a lot of guys to address their needs at corner and their needs at receiver. I think the Jefferson kid, I think I told you guys in the mock draft last week, if he was there, that would be a great pick for them, and they got him. So, but it seems to me they're still could be lacking up front, and that's, I guess, still the biggest concern.
You got Nate Stanley. That's fun.
Yeah, no, I had people texting me and asking and blowing it up. There were only a few places I felt like Nate could go. Vikings were definitely one of them. Jacksonville was one of them. Basically where they still have a traditional pocket passer. A lot of these, I wrote about it last week in the mock predictions. A lot of these schemes now are integrating run pass options. You got to be able to move out of the pocket. You got to be able to at least be a threat with your feet, where you're looking like Josh Allen, obviously Kyler Murray, guys like that. And Nate's obviously not that way, so that maybe limited the amount of teams that were giving him a serious look. But good for him. I think he's got an okay chance to make the roster. The Vikes' third quarterback right now is Jake Browning, the former starter at University of Washington a couple years ago when they were in the playoffs. So he's got a shot at that. I think worst case practice squad guy because he's so cerebral. They obviously had the great Wonderlic score, and I think he would be a guy that could pick up opposing offenses and give the Vikings defense a good look. I kind of always thought Nate had a niche there just because like he can grasp and do some things that would be beneficial to scout team work. So we'll see where it goes with that. I mean, he's close to home. I think Morehouse Road he could commute. He's hour and 10 minutes away from Menominee, so not too far away. Definitely a regional team, and I think they're kind of in worse landing spots for him.
Why does he have to commute? Like, why does he have to go back to Menominee?
I mean, it's a joke.
Quarantine?
Maybe he hang out.
You're not allowed to live in the Twin Cities. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, he might want to hang out. Just rack up keep the bills low and put some money in savings at home.
There you go. And now, was the Eagles picking Jalen Hurts a surprise to you?
I at that point, yeah. I don't know. I guess my thing with Hurts was, you go to Oklahoma and obviously he can pick up an offense, and there's obviously schemes and concepts that would translate. But I mean that system's it's kind of video game type numbers. So I don't think that's as good of a litmus test. One, because of the scheme, and two, because of the Big 12's defenses are terrible. Now you look at him in Alabama. I mean, obviously they rave about his leadership and his ability to run an offense, but he was essentially pulled for Tua, and I know Tua's a rare talent, but I thought second round was a little early for Hurts. I don't know, especially a team like that where, I know Carson Wentz has got injury issues, but is that I feel like it's a better spot for a veteran backup if I'm the Eagles.
Yeah, well, I'm asking you, do you think that the Eagles are saying to T. Roy's argument that Carson Wentz isn't that good of a quarterback then?
I don't know. He was going to be the MVP before he got hurt. when they went to the Super Bowl, right?
That's 3 seasons ago if we count going into this season as a season.
Yeah, but I mean,
he hasn't sniffed that quality of quarterback since then. He hasn't. I mean, I'm just trying to look at it realistically. I have nothing against him.
If they want to move on from him, I would take him on the Vikings in a heartbeat over Kirk Cousins.
I don't think necessarily they're moving on from him.
100 times.
But his talent level has decreased, and he's still sometimes injury prone. And to have a guy that Jalen Hurts as a backup. You know what they say in the NFL, you have to have a good backup. If they hadn't had a good backup, they don't win the Super Bowl.
That's true for sure. I get that.
And that's just what I'm thinking.
I think he's more of their people are looking at the Saints, looking at Taysom Hill and copying, saying, hey, maybe there's a role for a guy like that. And if necessary, he can be a quarterback still, but we can incorporate him into our offense, do some different things. He's obviously a good runner. You know, for the 10 plays a game or something, maybe they incorporate him that way just because to give that another element. I don't know. I think I agree it was a reach, though. I just don't want to pick 53 that's where you address that, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe people are higher on him than I think, but I just thought second round, like, you know, if you're getting him at closer to the end of the third round, that's one thing, but you can get a really good player at 53. You could get AJ Epinesa at 53, and I don't know, to just a guy that's playing 10 plays a game at the most this year.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
I was going to ask you about that. It goes into my next question. What about Epi falling all the way to 54?
I wasn't as surprised as you guys. I don't think. We talked in the mock draft a little bit. I really thought that second round was going to be his thing the whole time. I think there was a stat out there that edge rusher / DN that had run a plus 540, hadn't been drafted in the first round since like 2002. So I kind of had that sense. I was surprised he fell that far. I thought he'd be, you know, for sure in the top 40, kind of between 32 and 40, the first 8, 9, 10 picks of that second round. But just that's the story I'm working on today. Just looking at his interviews and listening to Brandon Beane, the GM, he said, you know, I don't really care about 40 times. I just want football players. And I think he fits there. I think he fits that defense, and I think he fits their mentality. That's a little bit more of a blue-collar team. They got guys that are grinders. McDermott's a grinder. They're a physical defense. They're a good defense. I think he fits in there nicely, you know, as a versatile piece because they obviously have some dudes up front. But I think it's kind of like Tristan. It's a really good situation. You're going to a playoff team. You don't necessarily you're not the, especially for Tristan, obviously you're not the focal point, the headline of this offseason, which is great, right? Like you got all the pressure in the world on you, but you know, so does Gronk, so does Brady, so do these other guys. Like Tristan's, you know, the fifth option on at least being under the spotlight in this offseason. Kind of the same with AJ. I feel like he can go there as a little bit lower expectations than he would have been if somebody would have taken him in the first round, but he can contribute on a good team and a good defense, and maybe he can be that, you know, extra piece, extra versatile, you know, option that they have up front that propels them deeper into the playoffs. So I think fit-wise, it's a great thing. I'm sure he's disappointed. Obviously, the money's a lot less, but you know, seems to work out for Iowa guys. That, you know, those of us that cover them, you can see what he brings on a daily basis, just like Desmond King. It seems like it works out for those guys that you don't really know why they dropped, you know, an extra 15 picks or 20 picks, but they go to a good situation, just like King did with the Chargers, and they make an impact immediately on a good football team.
Yeah. Well, again, it was an interesting draft. 55 million people watched. Yeah, it was fun, but I mean, they're maybe after the first round, maybe right. Then you do more at home stuff. I thought it was a little bit over the top about how they would try to tug at your heartstrings by telling us some story about overcoming some type of odds to do, you know, I don't care if it was your aunt that had a stroke or, you know, all of a sudden they're talking about his dad was walking on gravel and ran and fell into traffic. Like it just every once in a while I'm like, oh, we don't need in this day and age right now. And this what is it? The unprecedented times they told us a bunch of times that we don't really always have to go so dark, you know.
I call it the "Oh God, what now" times.
One time,
Trying times.
I'd rather.
In these trying times, no one knows what's going to happen from 1 second to the next.
Yeah, I'd rather hear things like in
And
fourth
us
grade, you won a
here-
spelling bee contest.
Us here at Trivia One Capital want you to know that we're here for you.
Yeah, so
we care about your needs and your wants
Mhm.
from second to second.
Well, Rosso, I want to thank you for calling in and talking
Thanks,
to us.
Rosso.
It's always a good time, and
I
you
was
take
thinking
care.
about this. I'll leave
Yeah,
you guys with
yeah.
this. I mean, did this change anything as far as favorites for you guys? Like, I think the favorites in the AFC are still the Chiefs and the Ravens, and the favorites in the NFC, in my opinion, are the Niners and the Bucks. Like,
It's a great question.
I don't think nothing's changed. And the interesting thing is, if anything, especially in the NFC, I feel like the Niners are the team to beat. Trent Williams, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
They already were good on defense. They get a defensive lineman as a rookie.
No, I'm with you, but let me ask you this,
Denzel Mims?
Rosso.
He's not the first person to say that.
Top 2 drafts, bottom 2. Go.
I mean, you'd have to look at the Cowboys as one of the top 2. I mean, they got guys that I feel like are immediate impact players. Bottom 2, I don't know. You can rail on the Packers all you want. The interesting thing for me was, are they? I'm not going to say they're going with what the Patriots did a couple years ago with Brady, but are we looking at a run-first team with a super accurate and smart quarterback that says, hey, we're going to shorten the games, we're going to try to play a little bit better defense than we showed at least against San Fran, and we're going to just depend on our quarterback to make the third down throws and make the clutch plays? Because that's kind of what they did with Brady a couple years ago when they won, the season against the Rams. And I don't know if that's what they did. And maybe that was their philosophy. That's what they're thinking. We got 1 or 2 years more with Aaron. He's not what he was 10 years ago. Let's try to build differently and then also stash this, project at quarterback in our back pocket. So I don't want to rag on them as much. I mean, I don't know. They come to mind as a bottom 2 draft, but I don't know if we'll see in 2 years if that's the case, I guess. But I don't know. I think your Cowboys had a good draft. I definitely I really like what the Bucks did with getting Winfield, too, because their pass defense was bad.
Right.
I mean, and Antoine Winfield Jr., you guys know I've watched him as much as anybody, and he remembers old man. He's a chip off the old block, tough kid, sticks his nose in there, can play multiple positions, and I think he's a guy that also could help their pass defense, just like Tristan can help their protection. And that's why I think them and the Niners are the favorites in the NFC.
I had 4 teams with an A+.
A+?
He was feeling generous.
I had Dallas and the Bucks.
Must be homeschooling.
But I also had Denver and the Ravens.
E-learning, the draft.
Denver, the Ravens, and who else?
Dallas and the Bucks.
Okay. You're not too far off, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
So.
All right, Rosso. I'll be in
All
touch
right,
with
Jess,
you, my
well,
friend. You
appreciate
take
it.
care, all right? Keep up the good work. Stay safe and sanitized.
Yep, we'll talk to you guys later.
All right, brother. Thanks. All right, it's Adam Rosso from WHBF, Hawkeye Headquarters. Always fun to talk with him. I haven't seen Rosso in forever.
I feel like it's been a year.
I saw him on a TV. We did that Zoom thing.
Yeah, well, Thursday.
Last time he was here, he was making fun of me because he said, "What do you do? You do your hair? Do you do the radio?"
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm on Facebook Live, brother. I gotta look good."
Let's see him on the news, but that's about it. Let's take a break. Come back and look at your grades. So we already know you gave out A+ to 4 teams.
4
and
teams.
You're pretty
What is
close
wrong?
to
Are you
and
okay?
Bill Kuiper, man, are pretty.
Are you
close.
feeling feverish?
There's something that you're off on. I like that.
A+.
Thanks for helping me out there, Serge, on the e-learning too.
I got you, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, pizza lovers. Vans Pizza and More has extended their hours. They are now open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. with delivery all day to all of Bettendorf and LeClaire. And during the COVID-19, they got all these great specials for you. The old vid. We have $5 cheeseburger baskets, $7 double cheeseburger baskets, a $5 personal pizza, a $7 personal specialty pizza, $9 for any mediums, $12 for any large one. No half and halves, please. All you got to do is call 563-232-1396. You can have that hot and ready for pickup, or as I said, delivered to all of Bettendorf and LeClaire. That's Vans Pizza and More, 5023 Competition Drive in Bettendorf.
You like that? You like that?
This is UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
These are uncertain times, but we at First Midwest Bank remain strong, remain committed to our clients, to our communities. And we want those who are uncertain in these uncertain times to know that even though we currently all need to stay apart, we are all in this together. First Midwest Bank. To learn more about how we're helping our clients adjust through this difficult period, visit firstmidwest.com. Member FDIC.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Dan and Stu, not only is the shipping container headlined by Roy and Chris opening up the Cat's Den pregame, but I have just received word that the shipping container will be playing sumo hockey during the second intermission.
Wow.
All right.
Let me know how that goes.
Billy doesn't look in. Why is
Dan,
Billy?
you down for this
Why
too,
is
or
Billy skeptical?
supporting us?
Billy, I think I should do that with you guys.
I mean, you're lucky you won't need a costume. Oh.
Because you're fat.
Oh, man, no.
I heard it the first time off the mic. Thank you, Chris.
Hammered it home, though.
That would be funny. Let's do it that way, actually. You guys are in the costume, and I'm just out there as myself.
The Dan Le Batard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Attention home dwellers. It won't be long before the warm weather is here and you will want to be out in your yards planting flowers or hanging flower baskets. Right now you can support Big Brothers Big Sisters in the Quad Cities by placing any size order by April 27th. Plus you can select the order to be either delivered to your home for free or you can pick it up at our drive-thru in Davenport. Place your orders today at plantsale.org. That's plantsale.org. Help grow potential in QC kids.
With the loss of a loved one, planning a fitting service can be a real challenge. At Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory, with our personalized service and attention to detail, you can be confident the service will be everything you wished for. We've been serving families in our area for generations. We would be privileged to serve yours too. Whelan Presley Funeral Homes and Crematory, Rock Island, Milan, Reynolds, and the Knox Chapel.
No word in the English language is less convincing than probably.
Are you sure we should get matching tattoos on our first date?
Sure. We'll probably stay together.
Probably?
It's been 23 minutes since I ate. I can probably swim.
You should wait 30 minutes.
Okay, now tell me what to do. Cannonball! Cramp! Oh, I have a cramp.
I can probably hit the green from here.
Probably.
Can I get a mulligan?
Ready to go?
Hey, are you sure you're okay to drive?
Yeah, I'm pretty sober. Yeah, I'm probably okay.
Probably okay isn't okay, especially when it comes to drinking and driving. If you're drinking, call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
With local Quad City businesses in mind, Vander Vending, the only locally owned vending company in the Quad Cities and surrounding area, would like to encourage you to support these local restaurants that are open for pickup or delivery or both. Alfano's Pizza in Rock Island, the Docks Inn in Silvis, Duck Creek Pancake House, State Street, Bettendorf. Please visit their websites and support your neighbors, the local restaurants in the Quad Cities. Brought to you by the only locally owned vending company in the Quad Cities and surrounding area, Vander Vending, located in Rock Island.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBOB, Davenport.
All right, everybody, back here in the Hassle Castle. We're just done to thank.
We should. We really need to work on like the bumpers. Get some club music going instead of the Cheech and Chong.
What's your favorite club bangers, Jay?
That's a. I couldn't name one club banger or whatever else. Whatever happened?
Techno?
When I was yeah, there you go. When I was younger,
Money's EDM.
Do people do that anymore? Like, yeah, there you go. Did people do like put the subwoofers in the car anymore, so that the bass goes a boom 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 boom
no
boom 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 boom. That's what people do when they were traveling the avenue.
Yeah, check out my subs, Jay.
Yeah, boom boom.
Just got these new subs put in.
Yeah. See, no one does that anymore. They don't put the lights underneath the cars.
We should start that.
We should bring it back, yeah. The neons. get pulled over for tinted windows. Anyway, Adam Ross, so thanks for calling in from WHBF. We're in the middle looking at some of the draft. T-Roy's giving grades, handing out A+.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, Mel
So
Kiper,
on those A+, since you know what they are, what did Mel say on those?
he gave the Ravens an A. They're the only team in the NFL that Mel Kiper gave an A to. No one got above an A.
What did he give Tampa Bay?
What they needed an inside linebacker, wide receiver, guard, center, line, defensive tackle, and they went out, and the Ravens got Patrick Queen in the first round, J.K. Dobbins in the second. Then they went defensive tackle, wide receiver, inside linebacker, and offensive tackle in the third round. And then Geno Stone in the seventh.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me.
And then, what do you got?
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, I believe. Tampa Brady.
Tampa Brady.
Yep.
The Tampa
got
Bay
a
Buccaneers.
I'm still moving, so that's not good. I'm still flipping. They got a B. Right. They needed offensive tackle, running back, edge, defensive tackle. They went Wirfs, offensive tackle, first round. They got Antoine Winfield Jr., which, by the way, what was going on in that home that his brother was so excited that he took his shirt off after he was drafted?
I don't know.
It was incredible. Then they got Keyshawn Vaughn, great name, running back by Vanderbilt. Then they went wide receiver Tyler Johnson, Khalil Davis, Chappelle Russell. Man, I should have named Ben Chappelle. And then Raymond Calise, another running back, Louisiana in the 7th round. All right, what's your other grades?
Denver
Buccaneers.
Broncos.
I don't even know what I said. They got a C+.
What?
Yes.
He's crazy.
They got a C+. He did not.
He's crazy.
What?
He is absolutely off his mullet crazy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about Dallas then?
His problem is that they added another wide receiver in the second round in KJ Hamler. He did believe that they needed a wide receiver. He was all for that, but he didn't like that at all. So, what'd you say? What'd you ask?
What about Dallas?
I believe Dallas, just by looking at it, I think they got a B+. Because I'm flipping through this. Yep, they got a B+. Top needs, defensive back, defensive end, wide receiver, and center. Obviously, the CeeDee Lamb. Then they went Trevon Diggs, cornerback, and Neville Gallimore. Ooh, Neville. That's a good name. I like Reggie Robinson the second, the cornerback out of Tulsa. Good name for the Cowboys. And then you guys went the quarterback from James Madison in the 7th round.
Yeah,
Ben DiNucci.
Before that, we got the offensive lineman from Wisconsin.
Yep, the center. Tyler Biadasz.
Looks like badass.
Yeah. And he came in as a what did he come in at? I did see this pick. They got moved, I think, from guard to center once he got into Wisconsin. So obviously he can play multiple positions.
Yeah, highly touted.
All right. So that's B+.
B+. Well, Mel, you and I are going to be way off.
Mel,
what did you end up giving Washington? You never gave me that.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Washington Redskins. I'll give to this as I'm flipping. I will give a spoiler and tell you that he gave the Packers the worst grade, the lowest grade out of all of them.
So did I.
Okay, the Washington. Yes, they had a terrible draft. All right, the Washington Redskins. I'm still flipping. A C+.
I gave him a B.
They need an edge, offensive tackle, tight end, wide receiver. Obviously, they got Chase Young, Antonio Gibson, Memphis. Yeah, we did talk about this before the phone call. Because I told you that the running back that they took can also be a wide receiver. And he can return punts. He can do just about everything. They also got another wide receiver out of Liberty in the 4th round. They went center, outside linebacker, safety, defensive end, in the 5th and 7th rounds.
Okay,
what about... You want to know those bottom two? What's your bottom two?
My bottom two were actually Green Bay and Houston.
Ooh.
But Atlanta was sniffing it.
He has Atlanta as his bottom grade along with the Green Bay Packers. He gave them both C's, but so he wasn't very tough on them. But
I gave Green Bay a D-, and I gave
the D-.
Atlanta a C.
Houston, he gave a C+. And we already talked about that. Because that's when you said that they didn't have anyone in the first round. Locally, he gave the Bears a C+.
Okay, I already got that.
Yeah,
what about Detroit?
Detroit Lions. Detroit.
Detroit.
Oh, he gave him a B.
Oh, good. I gave him an A minus.
Okay.
What about the Giants? I thought the Giants had a pretty good draft as well.
The Giants. I feel like we're doing a morning show. I'm flipping through things. A B.
I gave him a B plus.
They need an offensive tackle, edge, defensive back, and wide receiver. Obviously, they went Andrew Thomas in the 4th pick overall in the 1st round. Then they went defense real heavy rounds.
What did he give? What did he
7.
give Minnesota? Just for off.
They were high. I think they got. I believe they got an A minus. I know he gave the Colts an A minus. He gave the Minnesota Vikings an A minus. Yeah.
I gave him an A.
They went in Thursday night with 12 picks. They ended up with 15 because they made some trades, obviously, and then they also added some things in the 2021 draft. It's like Rosso was saying, they went wide receiver, then cornerback, then they got Ezra Cleveland, which I like that pick. And then they just beefed up on defense, and who knows what happens after that with Nate Stanley or whatever else. Good for him that he can commute.
Listen, Minnesota had a great draft, but if he's trying to tell me that they had a better draft than the Dallas, he's...
Who?
Mel, he's smoking crack.
Yep, Mel is definitely saying that.
All right, other teams I thought that had great drafts. Let's go Carolina.
Carolina. All right. Matt Rule in his first draft got a B grade by Mel Kiper.
I went B plus. How about Arizona?
Arizona Cardinals. Yep, they got a B as well.
Man, he just loves giving out B's.
He doesn't go lower than a C. It's right there.
It's too vanilla. He's not giving it any thought. He's just, here's a B, and the difference between Arizona and Carolina's drafts were drastic. I mean, you got Isaiah. I
don't even believe he's giving out these grades.
Well, that's what I'm saying. These seem sporadic and not like he put any thought into it.
If you want to come to me with some grades, Mel Kiper, do it on a curve.
Well, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, here's why.
This will be the one. By the way,
sorry, guys.
By the way, I
you
forgot.
have to fail.
I forgot. I had a 5th A plus.
Okay. A 5th A plus.
The Jacksonville Jaguars, I thought, had a great draft. There was no quarterback for them to get. They did everything they could to improve that team in every other way. What did he give them?
What?
Jaguars.
He gave him a B.
Of course. Why not?
What do you mean? Because
he's just handing out B's like they're...
He's saying that they don't need a quarterback. You're saying they do.
So which is it?
What do they?
I don't think they do.
Okay, what are you
going to say? There was not a quarterback there to take.
Who's
that's
Jacksonville?
better than Gardner Minshew is what I'm getting at.
I
give him A plus.
What if they shop Fournette and they give to the Dolphins, and the Dolphins trade Rosen to him? Keep Fitztragic, and then they got Tua.
Possible.
Poor Rosen, man. This poor kid, his career.
What about the
Jets?
Jets? What do you have for the Jets?
Jets, Jets. It was right around same as the Giants.
Yes,
they got a B. Yep.
All right.
Good job.
Let me guess. Mel had Cleveland Browns as a B. I had New York Jets as a B plus, by the way.
I don't think so. Yep. Okay. Well, they gave him a B. Let's see. Cleveland. It's got to be above that then, right? You said you guessing.
I gave him an A.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
Jeez, what is going on here? I'm all over the place. They gave him a B plus.
Ooh, look at Mel getting excited with those pluses.
I know, he's just handing out things all over the place.
He couldn't have been high. Here's my other one that I'm wondering about. He couldn't have been high in the Chargers or the Raiders. And then, what did he give San Fran? What did he give Miami?
San Fran?
Yeah.
In Miami. Okay. Well, I if you can hear me flipping,
we can hear you flipping.
I know. I'm just saying, like, I go to the left because you guys thought they were highly.
That's why I wanted you to go in order.
He gave a B.
All right. I gave him a B minus. All right. What about San Fran?
So it's going to be in the same area.
Area.
He gave him a B minus.
I gave him a B plus.
I think he's more. I think he didn't know what to do because they only had 5 picks in the draft. So he's saying it's difficult to evaluate. Maybe he's on a curve. Maybe finally he's back.
All right. What about Vegas and the Chargers?
He gave Vegas a B.
Of course he did. They were a C.
He gave Chargers a B.
No way. Come on, Mel.
Yeah. They had top needs at quarterback, offensive line, linebacker, and cornerback.
All right. What did he give Philly? This would be great.
Okay, that's a good one because out of
B
all this,
minus.
done this, you think B minus?
I'm just guessing.
All the things I've flipped through here.
That's what I gave.
Because did you? See?
Oh, and then I guarantee.
We're totally in sync. We're serendipitous.
Philadelphia, which is going to be interesting. That's I obviously I haven't seen what he put because he gave them a B minus.
Oh, look
at that. Yeah.
Me and Mel. Exacto.
And Bomb.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Okay,
right.
so he did say about this. He said he wrote about it on Friday night about Jalen Hurts, and he has a couple stats that he wants to give. The Eagles have made the playoffs 3 consecutive seasons. Carson Wentz has thrown a total of 4 passes in the playoffs. Dang. Carson Wentz might be shopped around.
Interesting. What did I say?
Yeah, you said it too. That is an incredible stat, though. 4,000.
Although at the same time, this guy's on crack sometimes too, so I don't want to.
4,000 passing yards and 500, and not a single receiver with 500 receiving yards. That's ESPN.
They all got hurt.
They love throwing up that graphic over the weekend. Every time the Eagles came up.
What's that stat mean? That he had a bunch of receivers that got hurt?
Yeah, that's what it means. It means he made do with bad receivers. A bunch of, what's the guy's name from Invincible? Vince?
Because he was playing from behind.
Invincible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true, too. He's playing. It's garbage time. Did I ever tell you how much I used to love garbage time? Jay Cutler for fantasy football.
Yeah, you fell in love with that dude.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Cutler. Ugh.
He was.
I feel bad for him. He's going through the divorce. Be nice, Bomber.
I feel bad. He's really.
He was Bryce
doesn't
Harper
have it
before
on
Bryce
tap
Harper.
if he wants it.
Let me tell you something. He's going through divorce. Be nice.
Yeah. Did you watch Kristen Cavallari's show?
Like an episode and a half.
Okay. Well, he wasn't all in, so there's just that.
He wasn't all in.
He wasn't
you
all in.
gotta be all in.
Yeah, be all in.
I think he was all in.
He was not all in. They
Gotta be
argued
all
about
in.
everything.
Yeah, Jay.
What?
Andy's got bags under his eyes like he's packing for a month-long trip.
What does all this mean? We're not gonna. I mean, the Saints. Sean Payton, by the way, he doesn't. The COVID did not do well for him.
What?
The coach of the Saints. He does not look good.
He looked fine.
He has
No,
COVID?
he did not look good.
Does he have COVID?
Yes, he did.
He did.
He's over
What
it.
other underlying issues does he have?
I don't know. I'm just saying he didn't look
He
good.
recovered.
It wasn't good on the camera. I'm like, oh, not a good look for you, Sean
He just
Payton.
hasn't been tanning.
You don't look good.
Have any of us?
He's wrinkly.
I tanned yesterday.
He looked like he aged 9 years.
We all do
Since
right
the last
now.
time I saw him.
We all look like we've aged about 9 years.
I'm just saying. What does all this mean? Because the big question is, he told the Saints to stay home. He said we're not going to be doing, work on what you can. But are we going to be even? We're going to see a season, right?
No.
NFL's not going to shut down.
They are until 2021.
No, we're not.
Bet.
Bet.
How much?
NFL's not. NFL will have games.
don't know.
I just don't think the NCAA football is going to happen.
$1,000.
Okay, won't go that far. I still haven't received my stimulus check, so
Join the crowd.
I don't think I'm going to get one.
She's
guys.
not been stimulated yet.
I have
Terry.
not been stimulated in a very long time.
My stimulus check's on a slow boat from China. It's on its way.
Oh yeah, I see what you did there.
Yep.
I tried to go to this drive-up church the other day, but then the pastor got arrested in the parking lot, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
What are you talking about?
When's the last time you stepped into church and your feet didn't
So I'm
start
saying,
fire?
I was trying to get Holy Spirit stimulated, and I went to church in the parking lot, and then the pastor got arrested in the parking lot.
That's not true.
It's not true, but it happens all the time.
That's not true, but it's a
This is
story.
a good joke, though.
Yeah.
So, hey, don't forget the coffee.
The coffee.
Well,
Get it? Goodwill.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Stimulation.
Every day it says it. Every day someone's telling me it's going to peak in 10 days away.
It's
They
been
told me
peaking
I
for
was
10
going to
days
peak in
for the
10
last
days
30
too.
days.
Thank
for
you.
God's sakes.
And now they're talking about e-learning in the fall.
The problem is
I'm
that
just-
everybody
I quit.
talks about
I
this
quit
word.
at life. I quit. Everything is just, I'm done. I'm done. Like, I don't even take my garbage containers to the street anymore. I'm just like, come get it. You know,
When they say Illinois is going to peak, they mean Chicago.
I quit.
Yeah.
I quit all
Chicago's
societal.
going to peak in 10 days.
I'm done.
All right.
Just
still
gonna
say
do
that
At the
way.
same time, like, well, we're going to peak. Oh, all right. Well, what's the peak number? Oh, we're at what? When our population is what? See, they just use words. They use trigger words like peak to pique our interests.
And then trigger words like extension.
Yes, they don't use
Actually,
actual
that's a
numbers
fair
and
point
facts.
that you mentioned that because I said that yesterday to someone because they were talking about peak, and I said that's the word that's being used now. 3 weeks ago was testing positive, where I was like, hey, that word, don't throw that word around, testing positive. That's too much from the 80s. I remember things.
Right.
And now the big thing is peak. Those are the words you hear on instead of testing
But
positive.
it's been peaking every week and since, 6 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And now they've extended it through another month. So what's the,
We got to slow the curve so it doesn't peak.
I'm going to peak.
But it's still going to peak. We're going to
right
slow
out of my
the curve so it
constitutional
doesn't
rights.
peak, but we're still going to peak.
FOH.
I'm going to peek in Leah's windows.
You know what? The show's going to peak when we come back from break. We're going to meet our apex. When we come back from break, we're going to meet our apex, and we're going to peak right then.
That's what they call a transition, folks.
We're going to talk
See what he
again
did there?
about the draft. We're going to look at some of the numbers from conferences, and then we're also going to talk more about The Last Dance because guess what? I love it.
Did we do this one yet?
Wait, who has to do the show topless?
Well,
Mikey, what are you talking about?
I'm not doing it.
What?
Whichever one of you guys loses.
Oh, about what?
All right. Can we
I'll
read
do
an
it topless
ad?
without
Yes,
losing
read
the
it,
bet.
read it. Yes, read it.
Tim Hernandez.
Bomber.
Prove
I'm in.
it.
Yeah, she's like, I'm in. Just throw it right in there.
Oh, boy. I'm sure Tim's so happy that we're reading his ad during topless talk.
Yeah.
Tim, though, does want us to focus on fun and new ways to get fit for yourself and your family. ID Life wants you to be healthier, have more energy, get better sleep, and for God's sakes, don't do the show topless. ID Life is a health and wellness company that is revolutionizing the industry with customized nutrition. The name stands for Individually Designed Life and was founded on the principle that no two people are alike, obviously. So everyone has unique nutritional needs. Tim is your guy in the Quad Cities to offer you a personalized guidance that is tailored specifically for your health factors and goals.
Specifically.
For your technical facility. If you have health problems that may be holding you back, the doctors and scientists can develop nutrients you should be taking and what supplements will benefit you most. Go to qchealth.idlife.com and sign up for unconditional, no questions asked, 30-day money-back guarantee. Call Tim Hernandez today at 563-508-7221, and he can show you that what makes ID Life different is you.
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah! You like that? You like that?
This is Bobby Metcalf from the Quad City Times, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
ESPN 1170 AM.
These are uncertain times, but we at First Midwest Bank remain strong, remain committed to our clients, to our communities. And we want those who are uncertain in these uncertain times to know that even though we currently all need to stay apart, we are all in this together. First Midwest Bank. To learn more about how we're helping our clients adjust through this difficult period, visit firstmidwest.com. Member FDIC.
See, very intrigued by the Dan Le Batard Show on ESPN Radio.
Did you see what happened with Kyle Rudolph? Because it reminded me of you for all of the wrong reasons. Kyle Rudolph went to Twitter and pointed out that a media member had asked him for his gloves that he cheated to win the game against the Saints with. And he said, sure, for charity, of course. I'll even sign them for you since it's for charity. And then he gave it to the media member, then saw it being sold on eBay for $375 plus $6 of shipping, and just pointed out that that was wrong. And not only is it wrong, it's fireable.
Listen, I have since apologized. I mean...
You apologize? You've been leaving messages on Kyle Rudolph's machine?
Yes, Rudy.
Charity's the name of my wife.
The Dan Le Batard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
So you're what they call an industrial athlete, but this ain't no gym. You're working hard. You got the right tools to get the job done? Would you play football and roller skates? I don't think so. So if your gear is beat up, tore up, all around mucked up, come on in and boot up at Quad City Safety, 5311 Tremont Avenue, Davenport. Or check us out at quadcitysafety.com.
Sheedy Family Chiropractic is your choice for chiropractic care in the Quad Cities. Chronic problems, joint pain, or recent injury, don't let pain slow you down. Sheedy Family Chiropractic in Davenport can help decrease your pain and improve range of motion, keeping your busy life moving. Same-day appointments available most days for new patients and $20 sports physicals. Call today or visit SheedyChiro.com. That's SHEEDY Chiro.com. Sheedy Family Chiropractic, getting you back to work, play, and life.
Car old? Need it sold? Get rid of that old car and do a good deed at the same time. It's the Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction coming soon to Coal Valley. That's right, it's back. Donate your car, truck, SUV, or motorcycle, and if you live within 40 miles of Coal Valley, they will even pick it up, even if it doesn't run. All donations are tax deductible. Call 309-799-7044 or visit them online at arrowheadyouth.org. Car old? Need it sold? Arrowhead Ranch Annual Auto Auction. Stay tuned for an auction date in Coal Valley.
Follow ESPN 1170 AM on Facebook for local news and live video from Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. The Quad Cities sports leader is ESPN 1170 AM.
All right, everybody, we're back in the Hassle Castle. This is Don't Hassle Us, a local here on AM 1170, brought to you by friends from Dunright and Dish.
Good looking day out there, and want to remind everybody that Hidden Hills is open. It's been busy out there. I was driving around yesterday.
Go.
I saw
Let's
Palmer,
go
Coal Creek, everything else, but Hidden Hills. Mike calls into the show up there at Hidden Hills, talks to us, and we would be usually doing a segment every Wednesday with him, trying to do our DraftKings, but the COVID. But you can always go out there in Hidden Hills. Just go ahead and give them a call out there, 563-332-5616. They're at 4335 Indiana Avenue, just north of the TBK Plex in Bettendorf. They've got the three extra holes out there. They've got spring rates going on here, $25, 18 holes without a cart. And there's all kinds of things that you can do. There's practice area as well. They've got leagues that are starting up. Just go on the website to find that. I got a theory that I think this is going to make golf. This is going to be the resurgence of golf since Tiger Woods made it popular.
There's going to be a boom in golfers.
I think there's going to be a huge boom in
golfers. Does this mean that you're going to take up golfing?
This means that I might go golfing.
Now listen to me, Jay, and listen to me carefully. I have a set of male clubs.
Okay.
I actually golf with male clubs because I'm taller than most girls. So if you would like to go golfing, I can supply you with the necessities.
I don't even know if I have clubs anymore. Yeah.
I have clubs, so let's go. I think we should all go golfing.
They're going to be starting next week. Yes, they're going to be starting their leagues out of Hidden Hills. May 5th, Tuesday, 2-man league. And then May 4th is May 6th, Wednesday, it's going to be a team league. You can go ahead and call out there for details at the Hidden Hills at 563-332-5616. If you're one of those people that are going to pick up golf or you want to join a league.
Can you golf with an Illinois license?
Yes, you
can. So that was a rumor.
Yeah, it's not true.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can golf over there.
For all my Illinoisans out there.
Yeah, well, it's not there. Because we talked to him, and even when we're talking to Mike, the mayor, Bob Gallagher,
that's important.
Message said you can do it at Palmer.
Because I'll go. I would definitely
go. But I do believe people are going to pick up golf, and I do believe the younger people. Like I was talking to a friend over the weekend, and he's just like, yeah, he's like, my son, he goes and plays like the John Deere retirees, like 65-year-old guys. He's 13.
Yeah. My daughter takes lessons. Now that's all canceled, so what do? We got to take him with us.
Yeah.
It's all that's open. What else can we do? We can't. If we could play basketball, we're going to get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not 6 feet. Golf is probably the only sport where you can maintain a 6 feet distance.
Well, here's the other thing. My friend, coach of the Quad City Stinger, Dan Escontrias, and I, which we've solved many, many, many tournament problems. We should be hired as a consulting firm. You can play softball.
Oh, you could. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you can do baseball too. They don't need to cancel it. Here's how this all works. You got to do social distancing. That's fine. You make a list of who's allowed in. You give wristbands. Who's allowed in? Parents only. All right? Sorry, aunts and uncles, so you guys can FaceTime, everything else. Grandparents. Right. Parents only. That, instead of going in the dugout, you go to your parents, and they can be 6 feet apart. Mm-hmm. You go hang out with your parents.
Right.
Your parents now have to be smart enough to realize, hey, here's the order because we're all on TeamSnap or whatever app it is. You're in the hole. Stop eating a Hershey's bar. Get ready to go. Grab your helmet. Get ready to get on deck. Take off running.
There's nothing wrong with
that. Sounds like a transformer.
The only time, the umpire doesn't have to be behind the catcher. We've all been in practice before where we've called balls and strikes there. Mm-hmm. And guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to do. Argue with an umpire because I want to play ball.
They can stand behind the fence even.
Okay.
An umpire can stand behind the pitcher and call balls.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's 100% I'm saying.
To the side, on the front.
I can call from behind the fence. Nope.
Yeah, first baseline, you can stand on there.
And again, like I said, I'm not going to argue with the umpire because guess what? I want to play ball. Really, the only time is the batter and catcher. That's it.
Yeah, you're right. It's feasible.
They can play these games. I mean, seriously, you can play. Huh?
Tagging a base.
Just don't sneeze on them when you're tagging. Then you're kicked out. But you can definitely do it and be like, all right, here's, as your coach, you've got a list. It's a VIP list. It's like getting in and out of a club in Vegas.
Catch the ball,
Robin.
spray it, change your gloves, throw it back in.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And then you have to yell when you release the ball, coronavirus. I'm just kidding. God, was that offensive? Somebody's going to get mad. You okay? He looks spiffy today.
What are they saying on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread? David says that he talked to a golf pro and they're checking IDs and
checking IDs from Iowa residents.
I don't know what course that is, but it's not Hidden Hills. It's not Palmer.
Well, isn't E-Mice in Rock Island?
No, it's in Davenport.
It's in Davenport.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be checking IDs and not allowing
Illinois
residents.
No, but I heard that was just hearsay.
Jay, can I get a fake ID?
Yeah. I'll get you guys.
Listen, I want to golf, and Oakwood's
I
closed.
got your
so
new
can we
Iowa
go?
ID so you can go golfing.
I'll help you guys out. Yeah.
Who's going to go golfing with me? Anybody on
Dave
the...
says, what about the ball? I'm not worried about the ball.
Who
in
wants to go
softball.
golfing on the thread right now? Let's go.
Everybody.
Well, who wants to go with me? Let's go. I'll bring the Bud Light lemonades.
She's got them.
I do.
That's right.
And I got clubs too. Men's and women's.
I guess I get it that it's you can get the virus on the ball and whatnot, but I think we're just not the way my girls hit though. They'll knock it right off of there.
Yeah, that ball's gone.
They knock the laces off the ball. They do whatever else. They'll knock the virus off the ball. So I'm not worried.
Yeah.
And guess what? If you don't want to play, your team does not have to play. Everyone signs a waiver, and if you don't want your kid to play, they don't have to play, right? This is not mandatory.
No,
that's the other thing. It's not mandatory.
None of it's mandatory. I'm so sick of this. Like, if you go out in public, well, guess what? You don't have to. If you disagree with any of these liftings of these statutes, then you don't have to. Nobody's forcing you to leave your house. Nobody's forcing you to go to work. Nobody's forcing you not to wear a mask.
Forcing us to stay home. They're forcing us not to open our
Forcing
businesses.
the healthy to stay home is tyrannical, and this is not fair. If I want to go out without a mask, I shouldn't have to wear a mask. Because if you're wearing a mask, then what threat am I to you? What threat? How? I'm exposing myself. How am I exposing you if you have a mask on?
But the argument is that there's going to be people out there that don't haven't had masks provided or don't have masks that you may be passing it on to them.
But if they're scared and they're in public, they need to wear a mask. If I'm not scared and I'm in public, I don't have to wear a mask.
Mm-hmm.
My body, my choice, my right. I don't have to. So I don't understand why I'm hurting somebody else. If they're scared, wear your mask.
Interesting she used those words. Her body, her choice.
Isn't that funny how that comes to bite you when it comes to conservatives?
Why are you guys staring at me like I did?
Just listen to the words she just said. It makes a lot of sense.
It does.
It's her body, it's her choice.
My body, my choice.
Where are you going with this?
I should be able to do what I want.
Everybody's trying to choose what we can do with our bodies.
My rights don't end where your fears begin. I can do what I want when I want. You're not going to tell me what I have to do or what I should be scared of. That's it.
She can't physically assault you. That's against the law.
Right. But if I want to go out in public without a mask on, you can't tell me I have to. If you're scared of the virus, you wear a mask. You're protected. Why me wearing a mask isn't going to do anything for anybody but myself, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So why do I have to wear a mask?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know where you're getting this report that you have to wear a mask.
Oh, Pritzker just said it May 1st.
He said he's
May 1st.
See, we live in God's country. She lives in the devil.
I can tell you what. Illinois Governor Pritzker. I'm never clicking that. So
No,
I just don't even. So I apologize for not being.
This one you might want to read this one. This is.
I apologize for
I
not
try
being
not
up
to.
on
It
anything.
is so anti-constitutional.
That
It's,
dude's
you
eating
can't.
more donuts a day.
I'm not doing
than
it.
Anybody on the
And I
earth.
even asked my police officer friends, I'm like, basically they'll just refuse to sell you things. And I said, okay, that's cool. Well, then I'm just going to write everything down. I'm going to record it. I'm going to do all that. And then you know how many lawsuits these corporations?
Why can they refuse to sell you something?
Because I'm not wearing a mask. But it's against it's my right not to. They can't not sell me or provide me goods or service.
Then she's going to write them a strongly
What
worded
if you
letter.
have like
No,
something
I'm gonna
really
sue.
offensive on
I'm
your
gonna
mask,
sue
like you
everybody's
have like
ass
a
off.
penis on your mask, and then they're like, you can't wear that
Are you
mask in
selling
here.
penis masks?
Well, I'm not.
Well, and if
you did.
If you do the research, which I have done, the cloth masks that you're seeing everywhere online right now are 100% ineffective against the virus. 100% ineffective. So these government officials are making us wear these cloth things over our face. They have no what do you call it? They don't provide any safety against anything. So what's the point? And if I walk in somewhere and I'm wearing a mask, I'm not paying for. I'm lying.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you were going
You
to
where
say.
I'm going?
Yeah.
That's where I'm going with that. If I'm
No,
walking in and you're not gonna serve me or check me out, then I'm walking out with it. And you're not checking my
I
bag.
don't think you can do that.
Watch me.
I guess they have the right to refuse service, right? Any place does.
Not if it's unconstitutional. Can you do it for skin color? Can you do it for if they have any kind of a disability? Can you do it for anything like that? Then this is the same thing. This is a constitutional right.
Disability, skin color isn't a choice.
No, but neither is any. People who have health issues can't wear masks. That's a thing too. People who have PTSD, people who have anxiety, people can't have anything on their face. How are they going to go get things that they need?
By the way, Pat Sajak's at it again.
What?
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Sure.
He goes, I hope everyone understands how difficult this situation is for celebrities. Instead of being pampered and flattered by everyone, we are forced to sit in our homes just like regular people. Please don't forget about us. Any kind words of support would really be appreciated.
What?
Oh, Pat's good.
Pat's
Look at
making
Pat
a
go.
joke.
Yeah,
I
that's
love
good.
Poor
Pat,
fella.
dude. Pat's the best, man.
Poor fella. But no, these cloth masks, and I'm saying this to everybody out there, they have been proven to be 100% ineffective against any kind of viral infection. So for the mayor or the governor, Pritzker, to tell me I have to wear them to go buy toilet paper or groceries for my children, knowing that they are 100% ineffective is...
Just say that yours is clear.
Whatever Brenner just said made me laugh really hard.
What did he say?
If a fart can go through jeans, the virus will go through a cloth
That's
mask.
exactly right. It's right. He's not wrong. That's it.
Comment of the day goes to Andy Brebner.
But it's
Brebs,
true.
have you ever lit a fart? Man, it's true. You can light
true.
it.
I've seen it 100 times.
A virus is smaller than the pore in your skin. How is it not smaller than the pore in cloth? Think about it.
I don't know. What does that mean?
A pore. A hole.
Kyle on the Harrington's Pub Facebook line. That can't be true either. Is it?
It is true.
That if the presidential election is canceled, the Speaker of the House becomes the new leader?
That is true.
Oh, boy.
Well, yeah, and guess who that is?
I know.
Satan herself.
Well, all right. We don't need to get going that far.
Let's go. Her dentures would fall out so damn fast. She'd be
She's
smiling so
disgusting.
happy. She's such
She's
an
a
idiot.
horrible human being. Even as a Democrat, I hated her guts.
She's a...
We're really, this really made a turn.
By the way, your girl Jessica Kleinschmidt.
Yeah?
Nailing it, too.
What'd she say?
All she wants is a $16 beer, a pretzel, and sit behind a shirtless guy in a bucket hat who yells at the players because he peaked in high school.
That's true. 100%.
That's right. I want to yell at an umpire. That's all I want to do. I just want to.
Yeah, I just saw the.
Outside.
I still want to go to a concert and have an overpriced beer right now.
Yes.
It's our girl Coral.
You know? Oh, I love Coral.
I would like to watch a concert
Coral.
through someone's Snapchat.
Coral,
Is she
we love
listening?
you.
No, that was
Coral.
that was a on Facebook, but she might listen.
Well, Coral, you got to
She's
call
the queen.
Kira. I
She's
need
still,
your help.
You're still the queen, Corral.
I got something for you.
She ordered some to-go margaritas or delivery margaritas from
I saw
1117 the
that.
other day.
Sure she did.
Love her. Love her face.
Bless her heart.
Nobody said bless my heart when I did.
Well, bless your heart.
I guess the princess gets less accolades than the queen.
I didn't
Sorry,
know.
you got carry-out drinks.
I carried them out, didn't I?
You sure
Speaking
did.
of delivering carry out, are you doing that? When are you doing that this week?
Every
Serge?
damn day,
All
Jay
right,
Bird.
buddy.
Every day.
Yes.
You're not even taking a moon day off?
Can't hold me down, buddy. Nope. I'm going to do 4 to 7 delivery curbside carry-out drinks at 1117 today as well.
Right on. We'll get a hold of Serge for those.
Yep.
T-Roy, yesterday was fun. We did curbside carry out, whatever, pints.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I have to come.
Thanks to
It was a lot
everybody
of
who
fun.
showed up.
Are you gonna do that every
Watching
Sunday?
T-Ray scramble in the weeds was fun.
Are you guys going to do it every Sunday?
Yeah, we're going to do it
Scrambling in
next
the
Sunday.
weeds?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it next
You were
Sunday.
jamming. You're having a good time.
Might be extended
Didn't
to
you
some other
drink?
places.
I might have
whatever.
had
Pay
Adrian's
attention.
drink, but that really wasn't on me. I was just
I'll be
hollering
there
out
next
what to
Sunday
make.
for sure.
No,
I was taking the orders and doing the money.
No, you were. Need 2 Singapore slings.
It's again. I don't know how many times I had that conversation yesterday about carry out and whatnot, and I said this is just crazy that we've lifted
I'm
these
so
rules.
sick
Are
of
we
the
going
elbow,
to?
Jay. I'm so sick of the elbow.
It's a weird thing, though.
Just
because-
don't do it.
There you go. I don't know what to do.
Either handshake, hug, don't. High five, don't.
It's worse
I
than the
don't
down
care.
the aisle.
Don't.
Doing the shake. I
Don't
go.
go. I guess this is what we
Shimmy,
do
shimmy,
now.
cocoa puff.
I go. I'm still a handshaker, and it's the guy's like, yeah, and I'm like, all right, never mind, man. It's cool, but it's like it's this weird dance, kind of like the knuckle thing. Like, no, I don't want to.
If you want to shake hands,
Shake
do whatever you want to.
hands.
If you
God.
don't. I'm not gonna
Just
be. I'm not gonna be
stop.
offended either way.
I'm shaking everybody's hand. I'm like,
No, don't do
I'm
that.
kidding.
Okay. Rudy Gobert over there.
I've gone rogue, guys. It's close. It's gonna happen.
Tomorrow we're gonna have some guests on.
Rogue.
Maybe we'll talk to the I forget the guy's name already, but we'll talk to the gentleman who Tom Brady walked into his house, and then Bomber's working on
Yes.
Bomber's related to a young lady who's dating third baseman of the Oakland Athletics, Matt Chapman.
Yes.
So we're going to see if we can get Matt Chapman to call in and be part of the hijinks with us.
That'll be fun.
Not his diapers.
And Jay's related to Genghis Khan.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway,
it's Bomber Kong. Bomber Kong Mathis.
Good show today, guys. The draft is over. Who knows if we'll even have a season, though. And obviously, we'll talk more with as the week goes on to prepare for episode 5 and 6 of The Last Dance.
So the guy's name's Kramer, Jay.
Kramer, yes.
Kramer.
David Kramer.
David
right?
Kramer. We're just going to call him Kramer.
Yeah, we're going to call Kramer. So tomorrow we're talking about what it's like to have Tom Brady just break into your house. So, and if Tom Brady's going to get in trouble for not doing social distancing. He is lucky. Yeah. Anyway, you guys have a hassle-free Monday. We'll see you guys soon. Enjoy yourselves, Quad Cities. Take care.
Love ya.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad Cities Sports